Oh yeah, let's go. Tune in, y'all. Tune in, y'all. What's up, the moves? What's up, the moves? I'm here. Hey, let's get it. Yeah. Oh yeah. All right, ladies, thank you for those moves. I really appreciate it. A lot of the single men said thank you. All right. A lot of single men jumping on tonight because of those moves. Thank you so much, ladies. So, what's up, everybody? Welcome to that episode of the Kava Club Podcast After Dark Session. Real quick, before we start the show, before I allow all the ladies on the show to be able to introduce themselves real quick, I just want to have a quick opportunity to address a couple things before we go right into the show real quick. So, yeah, like I said, if you're watching this for the first time, the whole purpose of this show is to have real, honest, and raw conversation about dating, sex, and relationships. And I know for a lot of people watching this right now, a lot of people that tune in for the show, um, I know especially for a lot of ladies out there that have watched the show, I do realize there has been a lot of ladies been reaching out to me, and they're mad, and they're mad, and they're mad. A lot of the things I have said on this podcast, which is fine. Everybody's entitled to their own opinion, and you don't have to agree with a lot of things I said. But I just want to take the time to address a lot of the people out there watching, especially a lot of people who disagree, and especially a lot of the women out there have are coming for me, So, real quick, just to make sure that everybody out there, I just want to say, at the end of the day, when I talk about the things I talk about on this podcast, and I'm sure these ladies are here also on this as well. When I talk about certain topics, I want everybody to understand that I'm speaking from the male perspective. All right. So that's why for a lot of women out there who are disagreeing or who are upset with a lot of things I said, I don't, I don't, I don't, I don't, I don't, I don't expect you to understand what I'm saying or to agree with a lot of things I said because it's coming from the male perspective. And just like the ladies on this podcast, you guys going to share a lot of your experiences, your opinions on a lot of these topics. You guys going to share from the female perspective. So just understand that when ladies, like I said, when I on this podcast, we're supposed to have real, honest, raw conversations. So a lot of things I say comes from the male perspective. And I'm going to say a lot of things that many men will never say to women. I'm going to say a lot of things that many women are afraid to say to women. Because if you say these things openly, you're going to get criticized. You're going to be labeled as a misogynist. I'll be labeled, I hate women. I want to suppress women. I don't like women. At the end of the day, you guys are free to think that, but the women in my life know that how I treat women doesn't reflect on what you guys think or what about a lot of things I say. So at the end of the day, just understand that. I just want to say that for all the women out there. At the end of the day, like I'm speaking from the male perspective. And also, I do realize a lot of women out there always talk about experiences and feelings and different things that people have gone through. And for me, when I talk about certain things, about certain topics, I always just want to talk about real life and when it comes to the real world. So I do understand for everybody out there, I am aware a lot of people out there have gone through experiences. I am aware that everybody has gone through different things, and I'm not unsensitive to understand that. But for me, I just have a very realistic perspective because I do understand at the end of the day, when it comes to real life, nobody really cares about what you go through. The only person that's going to care about you more than anybody else is yourself. And the only person that can take care of you and take care of your life is yourself. So for me, I've gone through a lot of challenges in my life. I've gone through a lot of things in my life, but I don't share it because I know it's irrelevant because most people don't really care. So when I talk about certain topics, I just talk about facts, reality, and truth. Because at the end of the day, I can sit on this podcast and talk about all the things, all the people that disappointed me, all my feelings, all the bad things that happened to me. But is that really going to change my life and change my situation? Is that really going to help me? or do people really care? If you live in a real world, you understand that your feelings when it comes to life doesn't matter. It's just what are you doing today to improve your life? What are you doing today to improve yourself? And what are you doing today to improve your relationships, to attract relationships? So for me, I'm all about 100% accountability, and that's where I'm coming from. I just wanted to share that for everybody on there and have an opportunity to share that with you guys, so you guys can understand where I'm coming from. But at the end of the day, like I said, I don't expect a lot of people to agree to a lot of things I said, because I do understand a lot of people coming out of feelings and emotion. But that's why for me, I always want to stick to reality and just stick to facts and data, because at the end of the day, when it comes to life, it doesn't matter what's happened to you. It's matter the only thing that matters is what you do today to move forward with your life. I just want to share that with you guys, with ladies. But anyways, before let's get to it. Let's get to start the show with you guys, and hope you guys ladies are ready. I know a lot of you ladies have a lot of questions you guys want to ask, and then we're just gonna go right into it. So, ladies, let's go ahead and introduce yourselves real quick. If you just say your name, your age, what do you do, and what is your relationship status? And I'll start with you, Tofi. Go ahead, Tofi.
Hey guys, I'm Tofi. 33. I work as a surgery scheduler and single.
All right, she is single, y'all. All right, thank you, Tofi. So go ahead, go ahead and introduce yourself real quick.
Hi guys, I'm Wairaka. I'm 24. I have 2 kids. I'm also single, and I'm a Devana.
All right, nice. Thank you for joining us all the way from New Zealand. Thank you. And the last one, Kayla, go ahead and introduce yourself real quick.
Hi everybody, my name is Kayla. I'm 30. I am a single mom of 2 beautiful babies, and I'm a sales advisor at H&M.
All right, nice. Thank you so much. All right. So we got a whole panel of single ladies here tonight. It's gonna be a fun night, y'all. All right, nice. So real quick, before I ask my very first question, I'm always interested to hear, because I know all of you guys are Pacific Islanders. I know all of you guys Polynesian. So I just want to ask you guys real quick, since we are talking about dating, sex, relationships, just real quick, I want to ask you guys before we ask you the official question, what's it like dating as a Pacific Islander? I just want to hear your perspective. I'm always interested to hear that from everybody, because a lot of people that watch this may not know the experience of what Pacific Islanders go through or what it's like to date as a Pacific Islander. So for the people that's watching this right now that have no idea or never heard of Samoans or never heard of Tongans or never heard of Pacific Islanders, let's kind of give them that perspective. So I'll start with you, Kayla. What's it like? What was it like to date and find relationships as a Pacific Islander, as a Samoan? Go ahead, Kayla.
After baby daddy of 9 years, I wanted to fill a void, and I was just out there to just see what it's like exploring mode. So I hopped on Tinder, and a lot of it was wasted energy, small B, and so I did that for like a whole year, and then I just stayed single for like the next 9 months for healing process and whatnot. Hopped back in through because I deleted Tinder, and I just let them come through, which was Instagram or TikTok, and it was still the same thing. Nothing was really genuine, or so it was really hard. But at the same time, I wasn't looking for anything serious. I just wanted fun at the same time. But then it got to that point where, they started catching feelings, and I just wasn't ready. So yeah, it's fun, but lonely.
All right. Okay. Yeah. All right. Cool. No worries. All right. So why? Same thing. What's it like to do date as a Pacific Islander?
It's complicating, if I could say that much. Being a single mom, you just come across a lot of little kids, to be honest. They're just not ready to step up. So you kind of just end up not even wasting your time dating, because you already know what's gonna happen. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But yeah, it's pretty hard, because it's like you have to be a mother to them.
Yeah.
Like you have to teach them how to love you rather than just getting loved in general.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that's my thoughts on that.
No worries. And last but not least, Tofi. What's it like? Did he just piss on someone?
I'd say it's difficult because we come from a very family-oriented background, and very traditional. So it's hard to, at least where I live, find men who are understanding. You know, they look at, oh, well, you're grown, so can't you just do this, do that, do this, do that? And it's kind of like, no. You know, because there's a whole respect factor that comes into play. With my folks, with my daughter, it's just there's a lot. It's very complex, so it's hard. It's hard to mesh two very different worlds.
Okay, all right. So I know Pacific Islanders. You know, it's very dating relationships, especially the topics that we're going to talk about. It's pretty taboo. We never talk about dating, sex relationships as Islanders. We're left to figure that out as we grow up. So it's pretty cool that we have a plan. It's 2021 where we have people like ourselves that we're willing to come on here and talk about it for everybody out there just trying to figure that out for themselves. All right. So real quick, ladies. So so the very first question I want to ask you, ladies, real quick. So since you guys are all single, I'm gonna ask you guys a question. Is let me ask you this. So what are the complications when it comes to dating relationships today? I guess it would say, what are the struggles? What are the top things about men today that when you're trying to date men today in 2021 modern day dating, what's your biggest concerns or complaints or things or struggles about trying to find a man in 2021 modern day dating? So I just want to bring that up to you. So what's your top complaints, concerns, and struggles when it comes to finding or dating a man today? And I want to open it up to you guys. I'm interested to hear your you guys' perspective and point of view. So I'll start with Y. Go ahead, Y.
Not so much.
Go ahead. Yeah, bring it up.
The ghosting.
Ghosting. Okay.
The leading you on and then ghosting, and then trying to come back. That's what pisses me off.
Okay, so ghosting, leading on, and coming back. Okay. All right. Anything else? Anything else you see out there?
And just like playing too many games.
Playing games?
Yeah.
Okay. All right, playing games. All right. So ghosting, leading on, coming back, playing games. Anything else you want to add to that list?
Using.
Men using you?
Yeah.
Okay. All right, men using you. Okay. All right. So ghosting, leading on, coming back, and they always want to come back later, and then playing games, and the men just using you, not taking you seriously.
Yeah.
Or not committing to you. Okay. All right. That's man, you heard that? It's a pretty solid list right there. All right. Sounds good. So I'll start with Tofi. Same question I want to ask you. So what's your biggest complaints, concerns, and struggles about men modern day dating 2021 today?
Just someone. It's hard to find someone who's just serious about a relationship.
Okay.
I agree with everything that Y said. Ghosting, coming back. I don't understand how you're not embarrassed to do that. Like, hello. But yeah, I don't have any really. I mean, there are those who come to the relationship, all their cards are on the table. They're like, I don't want a relationship, yada, yada, yada. And then all of a sudden it's like, they start acting like they want a relationship, but then, no, I don't want a relationship. So just the confusing part of that too.
Okay.
They're just not real with themselves.
Okay. All right. Okay. So serious, they're not real with themselves. Anything else? I know you got a lot. I know you guys think about this stuff. I know you guys think about this stuff all the time, so just say it. Don't be raw, be real, be honest.
Guys just suck right now.
Guys suck. Well, why do they suck? Why do men suck today?
They just want to play. Guys just want to play.
So by play, do you mean like they're not taking you seriously? Like they don't commit?
There's no commitment. There's just no commitment. They just want to have fun with everyone and anyone.
Okay, so they're just not showing. They're talking to you, but they're not showing commitment. And so what? So why in Tofi is it safe to say that a lot of these men are not showing commitment from both of you guys? And also, let's be honest, most of these guys you meet, they just want to have sex with you. That's it.
Yeah.
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 Okay, but they don't want to commit. They don't want to commit to you.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So a lot of these men just don't want to show commitment. They just want to have sex, have fun, use you, whatever if they whatever way they can, and then bounce.
Yeah.
All right. Okay. All right. And also, I'm just interested to hear. Have you guys ever had like a real conversations with these men?
Oh yeah.
About between you and them, your current relationship. Where's this going?
Definitely.
And what did they say? What did they say to you?
They tell you everything you want to hear.
They tell you everything you want to hear. Okay. What did they say? What did they say?
Oh yes, I want a relationship. Yes, I want this. Yes, I want that. And it comes down to no, there's no commitment. There's no honesty. There's just lack of respect.
It's like once they had then their commitment's just gone.
Right.
Okay, yeah. And let me ask the ladies, what does a man have to do for you to notice his commitment? Like, how do you know that a man is committed or not? What's for you? Because you said these men are not committing, so how do you judge that? How do you judge that?
Sticking to the words that they say.
Because they're inconsistent.
Being consistent with what they say.
So what they say and what they do is totally inconsistent.
Yeah.
Okay. What about you, Tofi?
The amount of effort they put into it.
Oh, the amount of effort. So so they don't put a lot of effort into the relationship.
Just enough.
Like percentage wise, 10%, 20%. How much percent he's putting in?
I mean, me or them?
Them. The men.
They would be what, 20, 30?
20, 30%. Okay. All right. Okay. So so these men are not inconsistent with their actions. They're not showing commitment to you guys, and y'all are tired of them.
Absolutely.
All right.
It's the second time.
All right. Okay, great. Okay, cool. All right. So Caleb, same question. What's your concerns, and what's your biggest complaints, and what's your struggles regarding men in 21?
Yeah, probably your biggest is, like the Tofi said before, a lack of understanding that just being a mom is not good enough for them, like I asked. Or when they're telling you stuff that you're not asking about, like their life situations, like you're some kind of therapist. What else? Frick. The ghosting, and then the creating these, they'll take your profiles or pictures and then create this whole fake scenario of the character they have created about me because I've denied them or unfriended them or didn't want to see them again. That kind of thing. I don't understand that. I haven't given the attention that they wanted, but I just don't get why guys would do that. Along with respect, a lack of respect. Respect. Yeah, that's
all right.
For themselves first, like self-love. You hardly get that because then you just feel that and they want you to help them.
Yeah.
Whereas they should be in that stage where they should be fine and able to be taken care of themselves. And hygiene. That's a massive struggle. Man. Yeah.
Okay. All right, hygiene. Okay, all right, no worries. All right, cool. All right. Ladies, okay, so you guys thank you for sharing all your answers, by the way. I do have some questions I do want to ask you regarding a lot of the things you guys said. Real quick, so a lot of you guys said that these guys don't show commitment, right? All right, so I do want to ask you real quick. When you guys go into relationships with these men, do you guys well, I know Tofi said that a lot of these men are not showing effort. A lot of these men are not showing commitment. But I want to ask you, ladies, when you go into relationships, do you guys put in 100% effort? And also, do you guys automatically show commitment off rip? Or do you hold back? Because sometimes I do talk to people and they say, oh, this person didn't show commitment. Then I would ask them the question, well, did you show commitment also? Right? Because a lot of times today in modern day dating, a lot of people are afraid to go all in relationships because they're afraid to, if it doesn't work out. But I believe that regardless of who you go with, you should always be 100% and show commitment in the beginning. And that will let you know if this person's not right for you. But I do notice a lot of times people do expect commitment and they expect 100% effort from somebody else, but they're not really actually reciprocating that. But they do it, but they expect it. But they expect it. So I'm just interested to hear from you guys. You guys all said the men didn't show commitment, effort. But did you guys show that 100% commitment and effort in the beginning to let him know? Or was it, but yeah, I'm just interested to hear that from you guys. So I'll start with you, Tofi. When you go into a relationship with a man, you meet a guy you like him, do you 100% let him know of how much you want to commit? And also, do you give him 100% offer it, or do you wait to test him to see where he goes before you fully commit and before you give him 100% effort?
I just feel like going in and waiting and doing anything but what you would normally do if you guys were in a relationship is just playing games in a way. I feel like you're just, holding back, and you shouldn't do that. I feel like when I go into a relationship, I put my all into it. Like you said, you put your 100% into it.
Okay.
And that's just the way I feel like it should be. Otherwise, you're just falsifying who you are and kind of showing them that you only expect that much if you go any less than what you normally would.
Do you let him know in the beginning when you would say, see, if you meet somebody, you like him, do you let him know that you're looking for commitment, like long term?
Oh yeah.
I've been
told I'm crazy for saying that from the get-go, but yes, I feel like it's very important. I would never want to buy a car and not tell them what my expectations are out of that vehicle. I'm gonna go into a relationship and tell them at the forefront, this is what I want. This is what I'm looking for. And if this is anything that you're not looking for, then there's the door, go ahead.
And then when you say that, what's their response?
I get mixed responses. I have one guy who's just like, oof, why would you say that? You sound crazy. And then other guys were like, yeah, that's what I'm looking for too. So, and then comes into play the whole, they just show what you want to hear.
Okay. Have you ever dated guys where they reacted? You said they were looking for full-time commitment, and they didn't, and they reacted like, oh, that's like they reacted that way. You just mentioned, oh, I don't know. You still continue, or
I did one time. I did one just to see, because you never know until you like actually experience it. But yeah, that didn't turn out good.
All right, cool, okay, no worries. And you same thing with you. Why I want to ask you, like, when you go into a relationship with this man, like, do you 100% give it 100 effort, and do you also let them know that you're looking for commitment, a long-term commitment?
Me?
Yeah.
Kind of cut out a bit. Sorry. Yeah, I do tend to put like my all in it, but I kind of do I kind of give the same energy. So like, if you're gonna lack, then I'm gonna lack too. But if you give me your all, then I'm gonna give you my all, sort of thing.
Okay.
Like, yeah, so like, say if someone ghosts me, then that's it. Like, we're done. I'm gonna be a ghost too.
Okay.
But if you're gonna give me all your attention or everything like that, like, then I'm gonna do the same in return.
Okay. All right. And do you And you let them know that you're looking for long-term commitment. Like, do you address that in the beginning to let them know, hey, I'm not wasting time, or do you have that conversation?
I let him know, and then like I'll let him know, and then it's kind of up to him where he takes it. But obviously it didn't work out because he was just saying the things that he wanted me to hear for me to fall for him, and then just you know what I mean, just takes off.
Okay.
Yeah. Bye.
All right. So for you kind of like just you don't you say you only reciprocate what they give. So if they're not giving effort, you're not giving effort.
Yeah, because I find it's just a waste of my time if I give everything just to get nothing back.
Okay, I do want to ask you. Because how in relationships people we're all judging each other to see if this is real, right, or this is serious.
Yeah.
Do you ever think about like if you're not putting 100% effort, do you think that the other person may think that, okay, she's not putting effort, he will notice that, or think about that? You ever think about that or no?
I have, but I guess it's just like I've put in so much effort for previous guys that it's just made me think differently now about guys.
Okay.
And my efforts for them, yeah.
So this is still a part of you from your last relationships that you still carry today.
Yes, actually, I'm not gonna lie. Yeah.
Okay. So there's a fear right now. That's probably one of the reasons why it's holding you back.
Why it's holding me back.
Putting effort. Okay. No, I mean, no, that's understandable. Okay. All right. Okay. And then last but not least, Kayla.
Yeah. So of course in the beginning I did like 50%, only because I came from so much. I had this wall up that I didn't want to give my all, but I still reassured that I don't want anything serious. I'm here for either, the fun, the short term or the long term. I always reassure that at the beginning. And now a few years after that, with a different mindset, I'm too drained to not give my all, so I'm giving my all. So my weirdness, my confidence, my everything, and if I'm not getting that in return, then so be it. A lot of people, a lot of guys like it, but some it puts them off because it kind of makes them feel a little bit insecure about themselves, and then they try to ask me to help them fill that void for themselves. Yeah.
Okay. So do you so when you meet men, do you put 100% effort in the beginning, and also do you let them know that you're looking for a long-term commitment?
Yeah, very important.
So you do. Okay.
Yeah, sometimes I have to repeat myself on the first date and second date, maybe the third if I hear like I like you. I'm like, no, wait, remember what I said? Remember what I said? I don't want to hurt you. I'm here for the games. Yeah.
So all right. So how's it when you tell them that you're looking for a long-term commitment? Like what's generally the response? They're afraid. They're like they don't want to. Like what's their reaction when you bring it up?
Kind of. They just bring up how I'm a parent, and then they do bring up like just the stuff I don't want to hear. Like I didn't ask for you to be the dad and stuff like that. Just rather hear about, your 5 to 10 year plan with me, that kind of stuff. But it kind of freaks them out a little bit. And then they just get silent or like really reserved. Like I can't get anything more out of them. And then the attention lessens, the effort lessens from him. And so I'll just back off a bit and just let it go.
Okay. Let it go. No worries. All right. Okay. All right, and do you put in 100% effort in the beginning when you meet any guy?
I do. Yes.
Say now, is it today? Was it yesterday? Last month? When you say now?
Starting from the end of 2020, after COVID, the end of 2020, that's when my mindset changed on dating guys and reassuring that I'm putting it all in. And yeah.
Okay. All right. Okay. So you just started recently, putting 100% effort.
Yeah.
All right. Cool. So no, it's really interesting to hear your thoughts, and I do want to open this up for all you ladies out here, and you guys can jump in. But I do notice for a lot of men and women also, like they, especially in today modern day dating, because people are so afraid now, whether they had a bad experience or people not communicating their intentions. But I do notice today that when people walk into relationships, they're walking in like with one foot in and one foot out. Does that make sense? So they're just like, and people no longer just like fully either letting people know they look for long-term relationships, and they're not putting 100% effort in the beginning. Because I do believe that if in order to attract a committed relationships, people need to know, right? People really need to know that you're serious, and you show that not only with your words and you communicate that with that, but also you show that with your effort. And I've just noticed for a lot of men and women today is they'll put in like why like just put in 20%, and but they're hoping they're hoping the other person like understands that they want 100%. Like I want to open it up for you guys. Well, what's your thoughts on that? Because I do see that's a problem today. People are only putting half effort, but they expect 100% commitment from the other person, which I always tell people, no, you gotta, if you want 100% commitment, you always gotta go into the relationship 100% commitment. And with the relationship, and if you put in 100% commitment, you'll make it easier for so then number one, the other person knows you're looking for commitment, and the people that are looking for commitment knows that, and they'll stay with you, and the people that are not looking for commitment will shy away from it and run and ghost you. So it makes it easier. But that's my thoughts on that. Like I'm gonna open it up for you guys. What's your thoughts on that?
Yeah, very important. That's very important nowadays. But I think everyone comes from different experiences or trauma that they're not ready to fully put themselves in. They don't understand the importance of putting everything in first. I wouldn't understand because
okay,
everyone's different.
No worries.
But it's very important to do that now. Very save you a lot of time.
Yeah, putting effort. Yeah. Like Tofi, you have what's your thoughts on that?
I don't think I've ever really come across any of my friends doing that. Just straddling the line. I can't understand why anybody would do that. But defining what you want is super important. It can either just grow from that point, and you guys are both, creating something together, or it just goes downhill. So I prefer more positive side of things. So
okay, that's all good. And also, have you guys ever asked yourself the question, if a lot of these men are not showing commitment to you guys, like, have you ever, like, I know Kayla talked about self-love, self-love, which means I do believe self-love is always having awareness to look within yourself, right? Because I do believe everything starts with you. Mm-hmm. So if a lot of these men are not showing commitment to you, have you ever asked a question like, what is the reason you're not attracting a good man? What's the reason why I'm not attracting commitment? Have you guys ever asked yourself the question? I'm just interested to hear that from you guys. And Tofi, go ahead.
Yeah, definitely. I always really self-reflect on that a lot. Because looking at it from all aspects is probably the best thing to do for yourself. It can only, help you. But nobody's perfect. First of all. So,
no worries. Yeah.
You have to give yourself. In my situation, I had to take some time to heal. I really needed that healing time to really mentally reestablish myself, emotionally build myself back up again, and then just find a peaceful place where I could start dating again. But am I the problem? I ask them all the time. I think also location has a huge thing to do with it. I live in Santa Cruz. There are no other polys out here. It's not really, diverse. It's not as diverse as you say, like Frisco or San Jose. So I feel like location is another factor to it for some people.
When you say healing, you mean healing from a previous relationship? Is that what you meant?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Also, and when you said that you only want to date poly men, you don't want to date any other men.
Oh no, that's not necessarily true. But
I mean, like for you, like what do you prefer?
I prefer polys, African Americans. Yeah, that's pretty much it.
Okay, yeah. I know Santa Cruz is a lot of Caucasians.
Yeah. And yeah, it's not too diverse out here.
Okay. All right. So okay. Same question to you, Kayla. Same thing. Like you ever if you're not attracting commitment from these men, if you're not attracting the right man, ever did some self-evaluation with yourself and ask yourself that question, like why?
Yeah, after my healing process, I always question myself, like, why am I manifesting? I did not manifest these little boys. At the same time, I know that I have to wait. I know that I have to wait and just trust the process, and in hopes that someone will come my way. But it's because I think I'm not looking for that commitment yet, that I'm not at that stage where I can answer that question truthfully yet, because I'm still
in
the healing process. Yeah.
Okay, so you're still going through a healing process.
Kind of, like,
okay.
It's a process.
Okay.
But at the same time, I know that when I am ready for a long-term commitment or commitment from some guy, I'll be ready when I am. Yeah.
Okay. All right. And Tofi, have you completely healed, or are you still healing?
I am cool. I am completely healed.
You're completely healed. All right. Okay. Okay. Cool. And I guess why are you still good? Or are you still doing your makeup? Okay, she's still probably doing her makeup. All right. No worries, ladies. No, ladies, thank you for answering those questions. All right. So I do want to open it up to you guys. I know you guys have some questions, and let's have some fun tonight. That was just me just trying to see where you guys at. And we can definitely have a lot of time later on to go more into that and have some conversations about those things. But I'll start with you, Tofi. What is your question you wanna ask?
Oh man, I didn't even make my list yet. Let's see, what should we talk about?
Give me a spicy question. Give me a spicy question. Yeah, give me you have those conversations with your girlfriends. I know you guys all have them. Bring those conversations, those questions here.
Okay. How long should you wait?
How long should you wait for what?
What else?
For sex?
Yes.
How long should you wait for sex? Is that your question? Like, is that your question?
Coming from the back, we're all Polynesian. I'm assuming we all grew up in very, family oriented, and we came from backgrounds where our parents very just old fashioned. So this dating world is just so brand new to not only us, but for our folks to see us go through it, and our aunties and uncles to see. So how long? Okay, two-part. How long should you wait to have sex? How long should you wait to bring your partner around your family?
Okay, all right. So you're asking that to me. All right, okay. What do men think about that? Like when it comes like you?
Yeah.
All right. Okay. All right.
Because
so if
maybe a woman might, from my perspective, we might be ready to do that sooner.
Yeah. No, I would say is like if you want to. All right. So to answer your question, from the male perspective, when it comes to sex, if you want to keep it 100, like for men, like we want sex immediately. if we could, let's keep it real. Like we want sex immediately. But see, this is the thing. For men, I do realize when men and women are different, right? For men, we do care a lot about the physical, all right. And I know for women, it's more about the emotional part, right? But for men, like we don't really, I know I've heard a lot of women say like, they think that the sex, whether you at the timing of the sex, whether you have it on the first night or whether you keep it, that's gonna have an impact of how a man, on a man's ability to commit to you. And one thing I always tell a lot of women is like, for men, do we want sex? Yes, because we're men. Like we want to have sex. That's one of the things that men want, that men seek. But for a man to commit to you, it's never gonna be about the sex. So whether you give it up on the first night, if you do, hey, we're just gonna appreciate it. Hey, thank you. We're not gonna appreciate it. But whether you will make him wait, it doesn't really matter. For a man to commit to a woman, it's just the value she brings to the relationship. And I know a lot of women will say, you know what, if I have sex with him the first night, maybe he'll stay. Or you know what, I'll hold off a little bit for maybe a couple of weeks or a month, and that's to test him, to test his commitment. And if he passes that test, then that's the way to learn to know if he's really committed to me. And I always tell a lot of ladies out there, sex is irrelevant. It's not an indicator if he's going to commit to you, because if a guy if a guy is not committed to you, he'll wait for that month, smash, and then dip. Right? So some men have a lot of tolerance, like they'll just wait and play their game and then smash and leave. So I always tell women, there's this, don't worry about the waiting part. It's just what kind of value do you bring to the relationship? Are you a type of woman? Are you showing, like, that's why I asked about commitment and effort. Are you putting commitment 100%? Are you letting him know that you're looking for commitment? So that way that man knows. Are you putting in 100% effort? Are you a girlfriend? Are you a person? Are you living a lifestyle that shows that you're the type of girl that's looking for a long-term committed relationship? Do you show a lot of qualities that men look for when it comes to to wife you up, to marry you? So that's why I would say to that question, like, it doesn't matter, how long you wait. If sex is sex for men, we're gonna enjoy it. But if you want commitment, it's just the value after sex. And a lot of women, they think, especially modern day women today, is they think that the sex that sex is going to be an indicator of his commitment, whether they hold out, or whether they wait for it to hold off on the man, or if they give it up quickly. And for guys, yeah. I tell ladies, like, I'm telling you, it's not the sex. Like, we want sex. We'll keep it 100. We'll take it as fast as we can. But if we really appreciate the girl and we really love you, if we see value in you, then, like I said, we'll respect your wishes. Whether you want to hold off or whether you want to give it doesn't matter. When a man sees a value in a woman, that he knows that this is the type of woman he wants a long-term relationship. If he gets it in the first night, it doesn't matter. Like, he already knows by being with you, the sex is gonna come eventually. It's gonna come, right? So he doesn't worry about that. But I do realize a lot of women is like, they talk about that. Should I wait? Should I wait 2 weeks? Should I wait a week? To give it up? And I always say, like, sex is irrelevant. Like, it's your qualities as a woman. It's what are you doing? Are you putting in effort? Are you putting commitment? What do you bring to the table, right? Are you letting him know that you're looking for long term? Are you a long term committed girlfriend? Are you a wife material? And a lot of women never ask that question because they just think about the sex part. Tofi, you have something to say?
That's what I like to think how men think, but where are those men? Where do you find that kind of man? Because I don't know.
Well, let me ask you, what type of men are you, like, when you say where are those men? Well, what are the men that you're looking for that you would only?
Are you talking about what kind of qualities?
No, like who like, give me the qualities that the guy that you're looking for to date.
Well, he needs
long term,
yes. Honest, loyal.
Honesty, loyal,
respectful, family oriented.
Okay.
Consistent.
Consistency.
Yes, to have a job.
Okay, have a job.
Yes.
Okay, what kind of job?
Any job, I don't care. Just have a job. Dude, work at McDonald's. I don't care. I'll watch you flip burgers and I'll cheer you on.
If the guy works at McDonald's, that's okay with you?
Yeah.
Okay. All right, no worries. What about height?
Height,
yeah.
I'm tall.
Like, how tall?
Like 5'9" to 6'2".
How tall are you?
5'7".
Okay, so only 5'9", that's reasonable, right? That's reasonable.
They need to be taller than me.
Oh, yeah, okay, that's reasonable. So 5'9" to 6, so 5'9" to 6'2".
Yeah.
Okay, all right.
Let's just say that.
Okay. All right. Body type doesn't matter. Fat, skinny, in shape.
No, sorry.
Okay.
I'm more so like, as long as the guy is wholesome and just genuinely a gentleman, that.
Okay.
That's what I want. Somebody dependable, kind, caring, family-oriented, loyal, honest, respectful.
Okay.
Yeah.
So that's a man that that's the type of man that you'd be attracted to, and also you would be willing to go into a long-term relationship with.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Do you like? How often do you date?
It's off and on. You know, you go through a bad experience, and you're just like, F men.
Okay.
And I'm in that zone right now.
Oh, you say you're completely healed.
Oh yeah, I am. But what I'm saying is that, you know, once you get into the dating world and once you have like an experience where it's just like, well, that's a joke. Like, why am I doing this? This is a waste of my time. And then you're just focusing. And then right now I'm just focusing on everything else I got to do.
Okay. I mean, so how often do you go on dates, say, in a month?
Come again?
How often do you go on a date? You know, say go on dates in a month.
If I'm dating somebody, I'll go in a month, maybe like 3 or 4 times.
So okay, so you say so how many? So you on an average month 3 or 4 times, in a month to go to date men. That's how often you go on a date.
Yeah, but let me clarify. It's because I'm working. I got my daughter, and I just have a lot going on. And plus, too, there's always usually a distance between where he's located and where I'm located. So.
Oh, okay. So it's never local. It's always long distance, like a different city.
Usually local, not usually local. No.
Oh, okay. Do you use dating apps or you meet people in person?
Usually a dating app.
Dating apps. Okay. No, so I mean that guy you just mentioned, like, you know, for you the income doesn't matter. You know, the guy could be working McDonald's as long as he's over, it's like 5'9", right? That's 5'9".
Mm-hmm.
All right, and then as long as he has good morals and values, that's what I'm looking for. And you go on dates 3-4 times a month on average.
Yeah, on average.
Oh, on average, and you find most of your dates on social media.
But like, he doesn't necessarily need to fit in this little square of, you know, my preferences. You know, if I have a conversation with somebody and we're hitting it off, then why not give it a go? Got nothing to lose, so.
Yeah, but okay, no, yeah, but like, but you wouldn't date a guy that's like 5'5", right?
Okay, maybe you're right. Maybe not.
Okay.
I don't know.
So
I've never. Yeah. I guess not because I never have. I have yet to do that. So.
Yeah. No. Yeah. I mean, I
like my height, but.
No, it's just whenever I hear somebody say, like, you know, where are these guys, or even men say, where are these girls? I always want to, like, I always know everybody has a specific person they're looking for, and sometimes like with the person that you want, you know, if it's very specific, it's gonna be hard to find that person because the type of person you're looking for is a small percentage of men or women that you're looking for. But also, how oftentimes you date? Like, sometimes I do notice sometimes people say, "Oh, where are these people?" But they never leave the house. All right, I know, I'm sure you know people like that, right? They want a man, but they never go out or they never date. So no, I just wanted to ask that. So okay, no worries. All right, okay. Okay, so that was Tofi's question. All right, ladies, anything you want to add? Kayla, what's your response to Tofi's question?
Nice question.
Yeah, like what do you think? What's your thoughts
waiting?
On it? What's your thought about
waiting?
On waiting is like like women waiting to give it up to see if the guy's committed or not. Like, what's your thoughts on that?
Yeah, it's always rushing in my mind. How long do I have to wait? Some guys will already give me like their preference. Like, on the first 3 dates, we cannot have sex. I'll totally respect that. Whereas with other dates, I'll just know straight away by their body language that that's what they want, and then they'll get it.
Okay. Yeah. All right.
But for me, I'm not fussed on sex on the first date.
Okay.
Waiting just all depends on the other person, and if we talk about it, we talk about it, and if we don't, we don't. Yeah.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, that makes sense. All right. So for you, it's, if you feel him, you like him, like, then you will have sex with him.
Yep.
Okay.
If he wants the same thing.
Okay. Would you ever do it on the first date? If
Yeah.
you met a guy that you like, you guys vibe, everything was perfect. He's the guy that you wanted, and he's reciprocating everything that you're showing. You would have it on the first date.
Sure will. Yeah.
All right, no worries. All right. What about you, Tofi? Tofi, would you do on the first date if you met the guy, everything was good, you liked him, he likes you? Would you do on the first date, Tofi?
I can't say that I haven't. So
Okay, all right. All right. So you do it on first date. Okay, all right. That's not bad. All right. All right, same thing. Why? Same thing, same question. What's your thoughts on Tofi's question? Tofi's question was like, how long should a woman wait to give it up to a man, to kind of see if it's like, he's the right guy?
I'm gonna go with Kayla's answer. Like it kind of
Yeah.
depends on body language and how they come across.
Oh, hey, wait, why your audio is kind of low? I don't know. Yeah, I don't know.
What the hell? Can you hear me?
Still kind of low.
What about now?
It's still low. Still kind of low.
Wait, I'll try and put headphones on. Hold on.
All good. Yeah, if you're watching this live right now, I'm interested to hear your thoughts. So drop some comments below. I know a lot of you guys are watching live right now. So let me hear you guys' comments. What do you guys think? What do you guys think? About holding women. If you're watching this, a lot of ladies out there, what do you think about holding it off? And men, there we go. Same thing. I want to hear from the thoughts from the men.
Can you hear me now?
Yep. Oh, there you go. Perfect. Yep. Thank you.
Better? Okay.
Yeah, better. Yeah. What's your thoughts? What are your thoughts?
Yeah, I'd go with the same answer as Kayla.
Yeah.
Yeah, it depends on their body language and how they come across. But obviously, if they don't want to do it on the first.
Oh, you're mute again. There you go.
Did you just catch any of that, or did I go mute straight away?
Yeah, you went mute again. Well, you went mute, but then now your volume is down. Your volume is down now.
Can you hear me?
There you
now?
go. There you go. There you go.
Oh, good. Okay, I'm just gonna say that I'm going with Kayla's answer before I go mute again.
Okay.
I don't know what's.
All right, no worries. So lady, I know a lot of you guys say you gave it up. So when you guys said that when you guys had sex with these men, like, what was there like? Did they stick around? Did they commit, or did they just ghost?
Well, Will, in the comments, Nia put it's sex men want in she put in 2021, men want sex before building a relationship.
Men want sex before building relationships.
That's what someone put in the comments.
Oh yeah, I mean, like I said, we already know today's dating culture. Nobody's looking for casual relationships no more. I'm sorry, long term. Nobody's looking for long term relationships no more. Everything's so casual now. So most men are looking for sex, but the thing is how do you differentiate the men that are looking for long term commitment and the men who are looking for just sex. The thing is, even the guys who are looking for long term commitment, they're still looking for sex also, right? But the most important thing for the men that are looking for long term commitment, they're also looking at what a woman's bringing to the table, and also if you are the type of woman, do you have the qualities of a woman that he can commit to, and that he can wife up and he can marry one day. So of course, do all men want sex? Yeah, but the guys who are, but I know for a lot of ladies is like you just mentioned before, like giving it like how long should a woman wait? If you're asking that question, that means like a lot of women out there are overvaluing their sex. That their sex or their body is going to be the reason why these guys can commit. If you think that way, but if you're like, I always tell ladies is sex is going to come with the right guy. You're going to have sex with them regardless. But the most important thing for a woman out there, if you want to attract a good guy, but also you want to attract a commitment, a lot of ladies like put more energy and focus into like your qualities, your value, what you bring to the table. Are you the type of woman that he want? Are you the type of woman that living a lifestyle that he would wife? and are you wifey material? So a lot of girls, especially a lot of girls today, and because the sex is prevalent in both men and women, a lot of girls today just put a lot overvalue sex when it comes to looking for long-term commitment. If you're looking for long-term, you already know that sex is gonna come, like it's gonna happen. But you're looking to make sure that this person is looking for long-term and they have the qualities for a long-term relationship. Anybody want to add on to that?
I mean, it's safe to say then, I guess, that men and women both want sex, but you should go into the relationship 100%. That way you can really see that person can really see you, and you guys can decide from that point on.
Yeah. All right. Why and Kayla, you guys want to add on to that?
Yeah. What?
Anyone?
That's so sad. Tofi.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, we're not going into a relationship. Do I want sex? Hell yeah, I want sex. I would love to have. I mean, if you give it up the first night, I would take it. I'm not gonna shy away from it. But the thing is, like, I as a man, I know that in this dating culture, modern day 2020, I'm looking for sex. I already know women are looking for sex just as much as the men. But for me, I'm looking at her and trying to evaluate if she's looking for commitment. Does she have the values? Does she exert the behaviors that shows that she can be a great girlfriend? She can be a great person that I could be long term with, and she's looking for that also. And also, she's somebody I would marry one. So I just noticed.
Yeah,
I just noticed today for both men and women, like people just worry about sex too much, and the superficial stuff. Like people care about the superficial stuff about the relationship, like having fun, going out, doing this, and going on dates, and you see everybody posting on social media. They care about like looking good, but instead of just going deeper into it to look into their morals, look into their values, look into their relationship with God, look at what do you guys have in common, like look at the way they interact, they talk, to their attitude, their personality. What do they think about? What are their long-term goals? What are their short-term goals? These are things that people never think about when they meet somebody. Either they think about sex, or think about having fun, or think about just let me try to impress this person. Let me try to impress this person instead of going deeper into the superficial stuff that how dating is today. So that's my thoughts.
Usually that deep side comes after sex, though, right?
The deep the thing is that the thing is the deep side comes by both of you guys opening up, right?
Yeah.
So a lot of times people don't never ever open up, or they open up a small part of them. So I believe in transparency. Like when I meet somebody, especially on the first date, I'm gonna show them everything I am. I'm not gonna shy away showing my personality, what I believe in, my perspective on certain things, what I believe in, my long-term goals. I'm gonna share everything about that so they know up front, this is the type of man. If you're with me, this is who I am. I'm not gonna shy away from it, right? And then if they meet me and you know what, that's you're too much. That's cool. That means I'm not for you, right? But I do notice a lot of people, they never show at that part of themselves. They never become vulnerable. They never show a transparent. This is who I am. We always want to show the person they think they might like, hope to get them in a relationship. But then the thing is, if you only show a persona, a facade, a version of yourself, and not show the real you, then that's the person that if they do end up having sex with you, then they're having the sex of the version you showed them, but that's not you. But then when you show them the real you after the sex, they're like, wait, you're not the girl that you showed me in the beginning. I like that girl better. You know what I'm saying? So, and it goes for both men and women. If that makes sense. So I'm pushing. I do believe the sex is gonna come when you meet the right person. The sex is gonna happen. You're gonna give you. I want to have sex with the right girl. You're gonna have sex with the right guy. But when you do meet that person? What more do you show up at before or after the sex? Right. So that's my thoughts on it. Like any of you guys want to add on? I mean, how many when you meet men, when all you guys meet men, do you guys show 100% of yourselves, or do you hold back?
Yeah, no, I do, 100%.
You show 100% of yourselves, or do you hold back? Do you hold back?
And if the 6 comes, that's like a tick off my list, like size check. And then next will be the values, the morals. So that's out of the way. I know we're gonna be good for long times. So let's tick off the rest. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Both Y and Tofi, same thing. When you meet a guy you like, you 100% show up your true self, or do you hold back?
I come in full force.
Full force. Okay. Full force. And Y, same thing. Why? Hello. Oh,
You
you're
said
mute.
full speed, no brakes.
Mute. Why you're
Can't
mute?
hear you.
Oh, you're still
Can't
mute.
hear you, mate.
Why we might try if you have headphones, try headphones, it might work better. All right, cool. Now we'll come back to why. So that was Tofi's question. Kayla, what's your question? We'll come to open up for you. What's your question, Kayla?
Oh, why do guys respect their relatives more than their spouses or their dates?
Hello.
Did you hear that?
Yeah. It's still kind of low. Your audio quality is still kind of low.
This girl.
It's my phone. I'm so sorry. Can you hear me now?
It's still kind of low. Do you have headphones? Why? If you have headphones or earphones. Oh. Go ahead.
Hello?
Yeah, it's still low. But we'll come back. We'll come back to you. All right. Yeah. So Kayla, your question is, why do certain guys respect their family members more than their wives and spouses?
Dates. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Are you talking about all men, or are you talking about specifically like Pacific Islander men?
Nah, all men.
All men.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
No, I think for me personally, if a guy, well, I mean, being a Pacific Islander, I know for a lot of men that we are taught that, especially if you guys are Pacific Islanders, you guys know this, like family comes before everything, right? That's something that's common in a lot of households, especially a lot of cultures. So for a lot of times, especially with Pacific Islander community, like, family is number one before anything else. So that's why a lot of men would treat you different from how they treat their own family. That's what I've seen personally. Because we're growing up, you only have one sister, you only have one mom, you have one family. If you have to pick between you and your family, about your girlfriend and your family, then most, what we're being taught traditionally is to pick your family first. That's what I see for a lot of men, but that's why they would do that. But for me personally, like, no, I would, if I find out my future wife and I love her, and I wouldn't let my own family disrespect her. And the same thing, I wouldn't let her disrespect my family. I'll hold each accountable, but I wouldn't let my own family or my own sisters openly disrespect my girlfriend or my long-term or my wife that I want to marry one day, because we're family now. That's not gonna side with me. What do you got? What are you guys' thoughts?
I guess it's different from your different backgrounds and upbringings. Even for Islanders, some either don't have family, and don't have respect for themselves, and they just hop into a relationship, hoping to find that respect from that other to feel them. I don't know. It's just something I don't understand. Yeah. But I wanted to hear it from a male's perspective, and that question was sent in to me.
Yeah, that's fine. That's fine. No, like you said, like I just know for a lot of guys, especially Pacific Islander guys, like family is everything, and especially in you guys are Samoan, but in the Tongan culture, like there's hierarchies in the family, right? The sister, the dad, the mom. I don't know how it is in Samoans, but in Tongans, like we have hierarchies. The mom, the dad, the mom's sister, the mom, dad. Everybody, every family member has a certain position in the hierarchy of a family. So and we're just taught to respect our family and put that family number one. And for a lot of guys, you know, if you have to choose between your sister, they would choose their sister or their own family, even if they disrespect their wife. That's just how we were taught. But that's what I see personally. But I don't know if what do you guys see, Tofi? What's your thoughts on that question, Tofi?
I think within like family, there's of course, respect elders, and so a lot gets it's the respect factor. You have to kind of hush yourself and hush your spouse or your partner and kind of just be like, okay, I know you're right, or I understand how you're feeling, but this is where we're at, and it's my elders or my folks, or I've seen that. I've also, in my previous relationship, I was with an African American where there was no hierarchy, and that was an adjustment for me. And so, it was really like, I don't care who you are. If you're wrong, you're wrong. If you're right, you're right. And so there's just no disrespect coming from, the younger generation to the elders, or vice versa. So
okay,
I've seen it both ways.
Okay. Why? Hopefully, your volume.
Hello? Wait, can you hear me?
A little bit.
Hello?
It's still kind of low.
Oh my
So, hello, wait. Go ahead.
I don't know how to fix it.
You know what? It's all good. Just go ahead. Just go.
Okay, what was the question again?
So yeah, what's your thoughts on men allowing their family to disrespect their women?
I don't allow it. I don't allow that. I mean, I know every relationship, they have their own dramas and stuff, but like doing that in front of the family and like the family not doing anything about it, that's like a big no.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Have you guys been in relationships where your family disrespected your boyfriend or the guy that you were seeing? And how did you guys react? Yeah, go ahead. Why? How did you guys handle it? Go ahead. Why?
I went crazy. I went crazy at my family because I'm very like protective, when I'm dating someone. It's like, if you're disrespecting them, you're disrespecting me as well.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Yeah.
Okay. Why did they disrespect your guy? Like what was about him they didn't like?
Most of the time it's when alcohol's involved.
Okay.
And then they have a disagreement.
Okay,
sort of
got
thing.
you.
Yeah.
Okay. So Kayla, what about you? How did you handle when your family disrespected your guy?
It was baby daddy. It's the only person that ever come into the fam, and my family just, they didn't like him, and I did the whole ghost my family for the next 5 years because I was naive and young and stupid, and I wasn't listening to my family, and that was because I was so mad at them with a different headspace that they didn't appreciate him, but that's because I didn't know who I was. Yeah.
Okay. All right. And Tofi, how did you handle it?
I yelled back at him. Told him to be quiet, and that's my mom.
But who was right according to you? Was he neither? Like,
neither one. They all had their side of the story, but from what I saw, I was the pregnant one about to give birth. Everyone should just, keep their peace and keep the environment nice and positive, but no, it didn't turn out that way. So F-bombs were thrown and I threw in my bag.
All right. Okay. All right. No worries. All right. Cool. That's a pretty cool subject. We'll go on to everybody that's watching, let me hear your thoughts. If you're watching this live right now, what's your thoughts about families openly disrespecting the other person's partner? So whatever it's a guy, whatever it's a woman bringing her boyfriend, or whatever it's a guy bringing his girlfriend, how would you guys handle that? How would you guys react? Would you choose your family, or would you choose your girlfriend or your potential husband or wife? I'm very interested to hear everybody's thoughts. So drop a comment below. Let me know. So why? What's your? We go to why. What's your question? Why? Give us a question. What's your question you want to ask on this panel? Go ahead. Just say it.
I'm trying to figure out a question. Hold on. It's for both sides, right? Guys, come on. I wasn't prepared for this.
Well, I'll be asking Tofi and Caleb this like the last, giving you some time. What's your question?
Can we come back to me?
I will come back to you. All right, we'll come back to you.
I'm gonna think about some questions.
Okay. All right. So ladies, I want to ask you. I want to ask you this question because I think this is something I've often heard from men, and so I'm very interested to hear your perspective and your experience. What do you? Because I know all of you guys are single moms, right? So I want to ask you: Do you find it? When you guys became a single mom, did you guys find it harder to attract commitment and to date men the moment you guys became a single mom? I'm just interested to hear your perspective. Or have men brought that up? You know what? You probably lost out on a lot of men, or they didn't want to commit to you because as soon as they found out that you had a child. So yeah, I'm just interested to hear your perspective, being a single mom and trying to date, and what's the men's reactions and their thoughts when they found out you're a single mom. And I'm just interested to hear your perspective and thoughts about that. So I'll start with you, Tofi.
Let's see here. Well, as I stated before, I put all my cards on the table. So meeting men in person is just different for me. I'd say meeting people in general.
Yeah.
Is just, it doesn't really happen.
Yeah.
People think I have like a resting bitch face, so they kind of steer clear. So majority of my, actually all of my dating is just online. So on all my profiles, I'll always put I'm a mom of one. And that's just how I start because I want that at the forefront. And then one of the first, if someone messages me, one of the first questions I ask is like, oh, I have a kid. Do you have any children? And yeah, sometimes they'll be like, oh, okay, well, I'm not really looking for that, or there are some profiles that say like, if you have kids, swipe left or whichever way is no on me because I don't want to deal with that. So yeah, I do see that is a factor that plays into dating.
And when you meet with guys and you tell them face to face about that you are a single mom, what's their common reaction? Do you see?
They don't really. It's not negative or positive. It's just like, oh, cool, that's great. How old is she? And they kind of engage into that type of conversation.
Okay. All right. Do you feel like it was easier before when you didn't have a kid compared to now, or what's your perspective on that?
You mean in terms of meeting somebody and dating somebody?
How easy? Like how easy was it to attract commitment from him before he had a kid and then now you have a kid?
I'd say it was easier before because I was skinnier. I still got baby weight.
Oh, got you.
But I don't think it really plays a role. I mean, once you actually sit down with that person.
How about Kayla? Same question. Well, what's your how is it? What's it like for you dating as a single mom? Like, do you think what's your experience? Is it harder? Is it not? Like, I'm just interested to hear your thoughts on that.
Yeah, it's a little bit hard because I already know, because of course, like this is said, forefront, single mom. Yeah. You're good, you're not. For the ones that are not, yep, leave views alone. For the ones that are like, oh yeah, all good, then we continue conversation virtually. And usually when I meet them in person, they just shut off and get nervous every time I talk about the kids and stuff like that. It's something I won't understand, but others are all right with it. But it's pretty hard. Along with schedule and times, it doesn't really match theirs, so I have to let them go. I have to find the ones that suit my schedule and routine on my availability. Sorry. Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
And same thing with you. Why? Like, what's your thoughts? Being a single mom and trying to date. Like, how was your experience with that with the men?
Most men actually like it. I mean, like that you're a baby mama. If I'm being
Oh, what? So they like it. The men that you meet, they like that you're a single. Do you have a baby? You have a baby?
Oh, like I don't know what it is, but sometimes like it's hard to explain. Hold on. It's like they find it attractive, that you're a baby mama. Because when I was like not a baby mama, I wasn't really, I would say I wasn't really hit up as much as I am now.
Oh, okay.
I don't know why, but it's weird. But it's like, yeah, just being honest.
Okay. What did they say that made the? What did they tell you? Why is it attractive that you're a baby, you're a single mom?
Just the way they would message. Oh, it's so hard to explain. But this was like when I was on Tinder and stuff. Like I did put it out there that I was a baby mama.
Okay.
And then the way they would message was like they will just hide out into me being a baby mama.
You said that was in Tinder?
Yeah.
Okay. I mean, I've been on Tinder. You guys all know what Tinder. What you guys all know what Tinder's about.
Yeah.
You ever thought that those guys were just saying what you wanted to hear?
Yeah, definitely.
Okay. All right. All right. But yeah, when you date men and you meet them and you tell them like about, you bring that topic up, what's their reaction? What's their common reaction?
Telling them that I've got kids.
Yeah. What's their reaction when you tell them to their face?
They normally would know before we actually meet because I would let them know.
Yeah.
Yeah, just to save that reaction in person.
Okay.
Yeah, because then that would be very awkward.
Okay. All right, ladies, I want to ask you: are you guys, when you guys dating men, do you guys are looking for? Do you prefer guys that don't have kids, or you guys prefer guys that already have kids?
I wouldn't mind really if they have kids.
Okay. I mean, do you prefer because having a guy that's already has kids, so he already understands what you guys are going through as a parent, or do you, if you had to choose, you still want a guy right now that doesn't have kids? Like, what do you prefer?
Only if they're up for being a stepdad.
Okay, so you're looking for a guy that has no kids but wants to be a stepdad.
Only if they're up for it. Like
only if they are, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
What about you, Tofi? What do you prefer? Guy already has kids or a guy has no kids?
I have no preference, but if the guy already had kids, it's just another thing we can relate about,
Yeah. Okay. All right. And then what about you, Kayla?
Yeah, no preference. Because the guy with the kids could be like someone totally out of it, like out of a parent, and one without kids could be the best parent in the world to yours or your future kids together. Yeah, so I won't know until the energy is the same.
Okay. All right. Okay, cool. Yeah. I know that for me, I know for just coming from a guy perspective in conversation I do have men. I know for a lot of guys, it's just they understand that dating a single mom can be challenging and can be very complex because they have to step into the stepdad role. They also know that they have to learn how to be the father of your child, and also they also know they also have to deal with the baby daddy, right? That baby daddy is always going to be in the life. So for a lot of men out there, I do know that dating a single mom is going to be very challenging and very complex. So it's gonna be hard. And shout out to all the men out there that want to step into that role. But I do understand that it's even if it is challenging. A lot of guys, because they know there's more to it that comes to it, especially if you already have children. All right, so all right, that's any that was wise question. So we're gonna come back to you guys, Tofi. I'm still waiting for you guys to ask some spicy questions. I feel like you guys gave me some warm-up questions. I'm still waiting for you guys to ask the real, unfiltered, raw, honest conversation. So that's what we're here to do. So I think that was a good warm up. But yeah, let me Tofi, I'm gonna come back to you. What's your you have another question for us?
I want to get back to that topic that I saw that you were talking about, that being a single mom is 100% the mother's fault.
Responsibility, yeah.
Or yeah, it's
of
because
okay.
decisions.
Yeah. So so I don't know if you guys seen it, but I know I did a podcast last week with this lady, and we talked about the single moms, and I gave my perspective on that. That if a woman is a single mom, and thank you for bringing it up, by the way, because you guys are all single moms, and I'm open to you guys to let's just discuss this and hear your point of views. But for me is the reason why I say that statement is the reason why I believe that 100% of the responsibility falls on the mom, falls on the women, because you guys control who you have sex with. Outside of rape, outside of men assaulting you, but if in a normal situation, in a normal situation, women control access to sex of who you decide to have sex with. And what I do notice is for a lot of women is when you have sex with the guy, especially when you have sex with a guy, it's usually just physical. Like you just in the moment, you just had sex, you had fun with this guy, and you just had sex, and you never vet the man to make sure that this man the guy you want to marry? Is this guy has he committed to you? Has he married to you? Has he fit your checklist of all the things that show you that he's going to be a capable father, that he's going to stick around? And I want to, and to be honest, I know a lot of women that when they have sex, because I mean, a man, no matter if it's a good man, no matter if it's a bad man, he can't do anything to your body unless you say so. And also, the reason why I also say this, the reason why I believe it's 100% of your responsibility, because for women, you guys carry the burden of pregnancy. So you guys carry that burden of pregnancy, that if he has sex with you, you're the one that's gonna get pregnant. So if you're the one that's gonna be pregnant, then you need to be very selective, the type of men you bring in, you're allowed to have sex with you, and the type of men that you're allowed to have a baby with. And I know for a fact that a lot of women out there are not very selective, very particular of the type of men they bring into to make sure that they're capable, that they're gonna stay long term. And because you guys have that you guys control who you have sex with, you guys control who you select to have sex with your body. And also in America, women also have 100% of the rights to keeping the child. When a man has sex with a woman, in America, the laws in America, he has no right to that child if he wants to keep it or not. The woman has 100%. If she wants to keep it, whether she wants to keep it or don't want to keep it, the man has no right. So that's why it also still falls to, even if you do get pregnant, if you want to keep the child, it's still on the woman. Because if I have sex with if I have sex with a woman and she wants to have abortion, as a man in America, I can't tell that girl, hey, I want to keep it. I don't want you to kill that child. Now she has 100% of the right in America by the laws in America. She wants to have abortion with a baby. As a man, I can't do anything. So that's all I'm saying is, that's why I know it is uncomfortable for a lot of women out there, because they have experiences with men and this and this and this. But the thing is, at the end of the day, it's like it's your body. You guys select who you decide to have sex with, and also in America, women also have the choice to keep the child or not. So as a woman, if you have a child and you told the baby daddy that the baby daddy shows that dips on you and leaves, you still have a choice to keep it or not, and that's on you. So that's why I said that statement. That's why I said that. That's why I believe it's still 100% of the responsibility on the women, because you guys control who you have sex with. You guys can select on the type of men that chooses to put a baby in your stomach. And then if you do get pregnant and the guy shows that he doesn't want the child, or the guy shows he's not ready for the responsibility and he leaves you, you also have the choice to keep the child or not. But if you choose to keep the child, then that's your choice. That wasn't a man's choice to keep the child. Because when it comes to keeping a child, you have in America, you have, I don't know about other countries, I'm just talking about America, that's where I'm at. A woman has 100% of the rights to keep the child. And if you choose to keep the child knowing her baby daddy is not ready, knowing the baby daddy is not ready to marry, commit to you, and take his hand responsibility as a man, and you choose to have to keep that child, then that's your choice. So then you know what comes with it. If you know what comes out with it, and you made that choice. So at the end of the day, like I said, I believe we have to take accountability of our choices. If you made that choice to keep the child, knowing that the baby daddy wasn't gonna be around, but you made that choice to keep the child, especially in America, yes. If you allow God to have sex with you, and you haven't really taken the time to be very selective to check to make sure that man fits every criteria, that he's gonna be the guy that's gonna commit and marry and stay with you, to make sure that you've done your due diligence, to put in work, to make sure that you've checked him out 100% of all the things that you need to look at him, to make sure that this is the guy that he's going to stay with you and marry you and not going to leave. Then that's what you should do. But a lot of women, if you want to ask a lot of women out there, are they really out there doing that? Are you having sex? And when you have sex with this guy, has he proven to you, and you checked out the box list of all the things that he needs to show you, that this is the guy that's going to have sex with you and take care of your child? Are women really think about that when they have sex? And if we want to keep it real, let's be honest, a lot of women are not. But you will let him have sex with you, and you keep the child, then that's a responsibility. And like I said, the reason why I believe it's a responsibility, because you guys are burdened with the pregnancy. You get pregnant, not the man. The man can't get pregnant. So that's why it's not up to him. He can leave, and I know it sounds unfair, but it is what it's life. Life is not unfair. If I decide to have sex with a woman, and she decides to kill my child because she has the right to have abortion, I can sit here and say, you know what, that's messed up. That's messed up. Why are you killing that child? But the thing is, I decided as a man to have sex with her, and I didn't do my due diligence to make sure that she's the type of woman that she wanted to keep a child. In America, if I decide to have a kid with a woman, and she wants to kill her, and she wants to have an abortion, I can't do anything as a man. But I won't blame her. I'll blame myself. You know what? I had sex with a woman that didn't want to keep a child. She didn't want to be a mother. She didn't want to marry me. She didn't want to launch a relationship. I'm not going to blame the woman. I'm blaming myself because I had sex with her. So that's the way I see it. We always have to take responsibility. But because it's your body, because you're the only one that can get pregnant, I can't get pregnant, then you always have to take responsibility and be more selective. And I feel like that message needs to be heard to a lot of women out there, that we need to tell a lot of women, hey, please, women, like, be more selective who you bring in. But in America, everything is about sex. We're telling these women, hey, go out there, have sex. It's okay. Have fun. But we're not telling these women, if you have sex and the guy leaves, a lot of these women are not looking beyond the sex and looking beyond if the guy's going to leave. But that's my thoughts on it. And I want to open up to you guys. What's your thoughts about it? And it'd be really good to hear your perspective, because you're all single moms. Sophie, what's your thoughts?
My thoughts are, it takes two to tango, regardless. And I know that, ultimately the woman has the chance to abort if she wants or doesn't. But especially if you have that conversation from the get-go, you're from the woman's standpoint, you're literally telling the guy, like, this is not what I want. I don't want children, yada, 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 blah, blah, blah. And he's like, cool, I don't either. But then you end up pregnant. You both came to that understanding. You both know, you know what I mean? So sometimes women are some people are bound by their religious aspects of not wanting to abort. And yeah. I feel like that, it ultimately, in a sense that she knew what she was getting into, but still, I would still say it's a shared responsibility.
But why? But the thing is, if it's a shared responsibility, but the thing is, like, like I told you before, you're a single mom, right? And you have a child. When you had sex with the guy that's a baby father right now, did he fit everything that you were looking for? Did he confirm that he wanted to marry you? Did he put a ring? In
my situation, I'm one of those. I'm one of exactly how you said it. But I feel like there are also those other women who have like established relationship for years and years and years with these men, and they have kids, and then they break up, and the man goes off and he fancies somebody younger, moves away and starts brand new. I just feel like with this this statement is just, it's not a one size fits all type of statement. I mean, that's just my opinion. I don't
No. I understand that there's always experiences, right?
Yeah.
Right. So what I would challenge that is that's what I would challenge is you can marry a guy and he leaves, and you married for a couple of years and then he leaves, right? Is that what you're saying? That's what you're saying?
Yeah.
So you marry a guy, and then the guy gets married, and you end up being married for a couple of years, and then he ends up leaving. All right, and then you would say that the responsibility is still on the both of them.
Yeah.
Right. All right. No, no, I totally understand that, but this is I would say is the majority of. I mean, are there situations like that? Yes, but the thing is that when it comes to life in general, like when it comes to life, it's at the end of the day, it's not always going to be perfect, but the choice is still yours. I mean, that's just the way I see it. That's the way I see it. I just know is how many women out there. Let me ask you, how many women out there are really having sex with guys that they have done their due diligence and made sure that this is the guy that's going to be around? How many women are, when they have sex, they've done their homework, they've done their research, they've done their work. How many women are really doing that? And if we want to be honest, many women are not. And a lot of times people get married. We already know this. Sometimes people get married because they have a child. They have a child. People get married just because they have a child. And then the shit doesn't work out, and then they leave. You know what I'm saying? So if you had sex with this guy and force him into marrying you, and he leaves later, then that means that wasn't the right guy for you. But you had sex with them, and then you guys have to get married now because you have sex, but knowing that guy wasn't the right guy for you. But that's still on the woman because she had sex with a guy that wasn't ready for a relationship, and the guy feels pressured like fuck. Everybody's telling him you have to marry this girl, like the culture, the society, the shit, and he does just for the sake of the kid. But the guy wasn't in love with you, and you guys had sex knowing that both of you guys weren't looking for long term. So that's all I'm saying is like, are there situations like that? Yes, probably a small percentage, but I believe the majority. Like, how many women out there are really, when they do have sex with a guy for the first time, how many women out there have done their work, have actually put in the work to make sure everything was set, that he was the right guy, that he has committed to you, and then he wants to marry you. You guys have plans. You guys both sat down. Hey, we're gonna get married. We're gonna have long-term goals. You guys discuss how many kids you guys want, what type of life you guys want. You guys have had these discussions about planning your future. Have you done all that before you had sex? And if you want to keep it honest, I'm telling you, 99% of the time, most women will say no. You just met the guy, everything was fun, you had sex with him, and then now you had sex, now he's pregnant. Oh, now you're running around discussing, oh, let's talk about marriage, let's talk about sex, let's talk about this, and this, because now I'm pregnant. But how many, if you want to be honest, how many women out there have done their due diligence and done their homework to make sure that this guy that they're going to allow, because it's your choice to have sex with you, you've done your due diligence, and that he's proved to you, that he's shown to you that he's committed, he wants to marry you, you guys have discussed long-term goals, he has a job, he has stability, you've been with him for a long period of time to show that he doesn't have any toxic behaviors, he doesn't have any anger issues, he doesn't have any abusive issues. You've been with him for a long time, for at least a year or two, to see that he's a healthy man. But a lot of times you have sex and then you stay with that guy, and then all that shit comes out, and oh shoot. That's what I'm saying. I don't think a lot of women are doing that. But when you meet guys have sex, and then you figure out the long term in the marriage after the sex, but the sex has already happened. That's what I'm saying. But let me ask you, Kayla, what's your thoughts on this?
You know, I will always go on, because in NZ the dads have rights, and I was one of those ones that did the research, and he was nice, he was caring, he was everything. We talked about the kids, we talked about our future and stuff like that. As soon as we had kids, it was just one-sided. Like, he just automatically, because he's so Samoan traditional, straight from islands, and all the responsibilities had to be on me, and I just went with it. That's why I became single, because it just went too toxic with the abuse, with the inconsistent parenting, and not being a father like you said you were going to going to be before, and I've already given you kid's last name, and then now it's like you want to come back into our life, but now I have the full position and like full on rights to give you what I feel is comfortable for me, that I trust with you, like weekends only.
Okay.
You're not doing the weekdays, stuff like that. But it's just, but I can see where you're coming from. I don't know a few of the majority of the ladies that you're talking about, but the majority that I know that I'm surrounded by have all done their research, and all of a sudden it's just broken. And then
let me ask you, Kayla, when you from the day you met your husband and the day you had sex, I'm sorry, baby daddy. I'm sorry, baby daddy. I make sure that's correct. When you met your baby daddy, like when you met him, and then the moment you had sex, how long was that time period?
6 to 9 months into it.
6 to 9.
Wasn't straight away.
Okay, so it's about when you met him, and then 6 months later, you had sex, and that was the first time you had sex, and then we got pregnant.
No, I didn't get pregnant till year four.
Okay, so
I had my first.
Oh, okay. So 4 years into the relationship, then you got pregnant.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, but you knew him. So those 4 years, were you guys married?
No. The parents wanted us to get married, but I don't know. I had a gut feeling. I just didn't want to get married. If that makes sense.
Okay, so that's a perfect example. You had a gut feeling knowing you didn't want to get married, right?
Yeah.
Right. But then you had sex with him and had a baby to this guy that you had a gut feeling that you didn't want to get married to, and he hasn't, and you're not married yet, but you had sex with him.
Yeah.
But so that's what I'm saying is, if the guy you didn't want to get married to him, and the guy hasn't did he propose to you at all in those 4 years?
Nah. We didn't even think about marriage.
Okay, so he hasn't proposed to you. Yeah, because when men propose to a woman, he's serious. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like when the guy is willing to propose, and that's his choice as a man, right?
But isn't marriage isn't it kind of the same thing as deciding whether you want kids?
Well, all I'm saying is
that's a time proposal right there. So
but I'm saying is that this
guy
basically
married.
The guy didn't want to. You had a feeling he didn't want to marry him, and the guy hasn't proposed to you yet, and to show that he's wanted to marry you and be with you forever. So he hasn't shown those. So he hasn't proposed to you, and you had a feeling, but you still had sex with them and got pregnant. That's what I'm saying is, why did you, if you knew if he hasn't proposed yet and committed long term to you, and you knew for a fact within you that he wasn't the right type of guy, then you should have just left that situation and go start looking for the right guy. You know what I'm saying?
I think my gut feeling was just not wanting to sign papers yet, but the long term was already in there, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
I just didn't want to get married because I didn't feel like I needed to if I had kids.
Oh, okay. I mean, do you want to get married? Do you believe in marriage?
Later on in life. Later on. Now I do.
Okay.
I think.
But okay. All right. So, but that's one of the things I mentioned, right? Like the vetting process. If you have to make sure this guy wants to marry, wants to put a ring on your finger, make sure you feel like then have sex with him. So I'm saying that's what I believe. So vet these men out, make sure that this is the right guy. And for 4 years, and this guy's, I'm telling you, if you've been for 4 years with a guy and he still hasn't proposed and want to marry you, there's something going on there. Because guys know that when we meet a woman and we know that this is a woman we love, we want a wife, it's not gonna take us 4 years to figure that out. So like I said, we know exactly this is if a man wants to wife you and a man wants to make you his forever, it doesn't take him 4 years. A year or two, but 4 years, I'm telling you, it doesn't take you 4 years. So like it's been 4 years and this guy hasn't wifed you, hasn't proposed and shown any kind of interest of marrying you or making it long term forever. And I mean, for me, like that would have been common. That would have been a sign that this is not the guy for you, and you should have left. But then you had sex with him, and it is what it is. So that's what I'm saying is that's why I'm trying. That's why an accountability still falls for you, knowing that this guy hasn't proposed yet. You haven't been married with him, but then you still had sex with him, and then it is what it is. So that's
it
just
is what it is.
Yeah. All right. And then so why? What's your thoughts on it? Oh, why? Oh, she froze. Why? Hello? Okay. Why?
Yeah, sorry, my internet
Go ahead.
was like turned off.
Go ahead.
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah. What's your thoughts?
can you repeat that again?
No, the whole topic, right? The whole topic was based on one of my statements I made in the last podcast is I believe that 100% of responsibility falls on the women who become single moms. Yeah.
I think it's a two-way thing. Like it shouldn't always just be on the mom.
Okay. Why do you think that? Why do you think that way?
I feel like the dad gets a say as well.
Okay.
Than just the mom, because it's coming from both of you.
Okay.
Yeah.
No. Okay. No. I understand. So, but like I told you that before, like let me ask you all these ladies, what you guys? I know Kay already expressed it. Tofi and why when you guys had your kid, were you guys married to this man, or did he propose? Have they proposed? Did they propose yet?
No, I wasn't married.
And did they propose?
I was quite young.
Okay, all right.
His
Quite young.
parents wanted us to. They did the topic was there.
Okay.
When I fell pregnant, but I wasn't ready. I was still really young.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
You're just young. Okay. And then Tofi, same thing. Like, did the guy propose and were you married to him?
No.
Okay. All right. So that's like I said, that's where my argument comes into place. So that's why that's why I believe like you guys all had sex with these guys that haven't married, that didn't marry you yet. They haven't expressed long-term interest that they want to be with you forever. But like I said, you still made the choice.
I mean, we had a discussion, but
yeah, that's what I'm saying. But that's what I believe is because you guys are the women, you guys carry the burden of pregnancy, then those are things that you need to bring up front and have conversation and be more selective before you choose to have sex with the guy. Because once you have sex, you get pregnant, it's done. There's no going back. Unless you want to abort it, that's still your choice. But I'm saying is once you have sex and get pregnant, then it is over, right? But the thing is, that's what I'm saying is the woman out there, if you do your due diligence and make sure, and what you guys all just expressed right now is when I really talk to women and talk about, okay, what happened before, a lot of them will say the same things. So all I'm saying is it still comes down to your choice. You made a choice. And if you made the choice to have sex with a guy, if you're fully doing your due diligence with a guy and just keeping it after, then the choices come to you. I know it sucks to hear it, but that's just the world we live in today. And it's like you're the woman, you guys get pregnant. And if you guys know that you guys get pregnant, then you better, like I hope a lot of women out there, you better do a very good job of making sure that you only have sex with guys that are gonna marry you, take you long term, and they're gonna stick with you. And they have done everything in their power to show you that they want to be with you. They're emotionally stable. They're not gonna abuse you. They're not gonna treat you like shit. Like you've done everything you can to make sure that this is the right type of guy, and then have sex.
I mean, that's what I'm saying is you have that conversation at the forefront. You guys are good. Everything, he shows you what you want to see. He paints a pretty picture. And just because I have the uterus, it's my fault that I'm pregnant. That's what I'm saying is that if you put your cards out and you're vulnerable in exactly what you want and how you want to move, and then that's where, just in my opinion, the responsibility gets shared, especially if that conversation takes place, because you
but there's more.
come to those agreements, you know what I mean, and you guys come to, and you can have as long as of a list as you want. Someone will show you exactly what you want on that list. So how much,
I know.
How long of a list do you need to have, and how long do they have to maintain it? For a year, for 2 years? But that's what I'm saying is like, a lot of people change, the only constant in this life is change. And so it's just way more complex than just making sure that this person is legit. There's so much more to, like, how do you ensure someone's legit? You know what I mean?
No, like we all know there's 100%, there's no guarantee. But I'm saying is what I'm telling you guys, do it the hard way, right? There's an easy way and there's a hard way, right? There's an easy way and there's a hard way. And let's be honest, how many women out there choosing the hard way to take their time to make sure all those boxes up? You should do with conversation. That's a conversation is one aspect of it, but that's not the whole thing.
Exactly.
Okay? Getting commitment from him. He has to propose to you. He has to get married first. Like, get these men to marry you first. If he's not married, if he has to put a ring on a finger, you should, or he hasn't made a commitment to put if he hasn't proposed yet, or he hasn't married you, you shouldn't be having sex with this guy. So that's what I'm saying.
There's where my first question comes into play. How long should you wait? You know what I mean?
Well, like I said, like for me, it's like, like at least a year to 2 years of dating to make sure, real dating, and to make sure that this is the right guy for you. Mm-hmm. But what I'm saying is how many women out there today, if you want to be honest, that are doing it the hard way, taking their time, make sure that he proposed to you before you have sex with him. I know that's hard because in today's dating culture, you don't have sex, but it is what it is. Do it the hard way. If you want something that's all great things take a lot of great efforts. If it was easy, everybody would be doing it. So that a lot of women are not doing it. They're not doing it. Everybody's doing it the easy way. They only do one thing, but you have sex with a guy that hasn't proposed to you. You have sex with a guy that hasn't married to you. So that's what I'm saying is a lot of women get upset because I know you all have different experiences, but that's what I'm saying is at the end of the day, a lot of women are not putting in, and are not very selective with the men, and they're not putting in the work. There are very few women out there have done all the work and still get played, but the guy still leaves after 10 years of marriage, 20 years of marriage. Yeah, it is. But I'm just saying is when it just comes to being a single mom and the guy leaving, if you ask a lot of women out there today, when you had sex with the guy, look at the starting point. What have you done? What amount of work have you done? And what have they shown you that these are guys that are going to stick around and be married to you and be capable fathers when you had sex with them the first time? When you talk to a lot of women out there and they're honest about when they had the first sex time, as that they were young, they just got to know it was physical. The guy hasn't married yet. The guy hasn't proposed yet. So those are all signs right there for a lot of ladies that this guy's not committed. So what I'm saying, but you still made that choice. And if you made that choice, that's on you. And I know it's just very hard to hear, but that's not what I'm saying is if you've actually put in the time to make sure these guys are doing the right work, you get married to him, he's proposing, and taking at least 2 or 3 years. And a lot of you guys might know, like, a guy won't wait for a whole year to get married. A guy won't wait for 2 years to get married if I don't have sex. There's a lot of women today that are virgins and they still sex and they get married and have a married wife. So all I'm saying is, like, we make our choices and we have to make the bed with the choices we make. So if you make a choice with a guy that haven't vetted, he fully hasn't proven to you, hasn't put a ring on the finger, hasn't proposed, if he hasn't done everything to make sure he's the guy who's gonna stay around, and you choose to have sex with him, then you took that risk. And then if it doesn't work out, that's your responsibility, because at the end of the day, you guys get pregnant, the guy can't. Should all, and also to put it out there, should all men take care of their children? Yes, I believe that. Because a lot of women say, why don't you talk to the men? Of course, should all men take care of their kids? I do believe that. Should all men be better fathers, to take responsibility for their children, to take care of their woman? Yeah, I do believe that. But I don't live in fantasy world. I live in the real world. Are the men doing that? No. There's a lot of moms out there. In America, almost 50% of single moms in America are not married. So that means these guys had sex and they just dipped. They had no intention of marrying them. So what I'm saying is, a lot of women out there are like, hey, why don't you talk to the men? Yeah, I want the men to take care of their kids. I want the men to be better. But the thing is, in the real world, the men are not doing that. I can sit here and tell everybody, hey, all men, please take care of all the women out there. All men, please, if a woman has a child, don't abandon her. But that's not the real world. The real world, men are doing this every single day. And that's why I'm talking to women. Please be more selective and work harder and hold out on sex until you met the right guy. Don't just give it up, and do it the hard way. Don't do it the easy way. Don't fall into victim to the culture, society, the dating culture. Everybody's having sex. Everybody has sex. I'm gonna have sex. Don't fall. Do it the hard way. When you do it, I'm a big believer in if you do things the easy way, you're gonna have problems. When you do things the hard way and put in the work, you always get the best things out of life. And whatever choice you choose, whatever it's the easy way, whatever it's the hard way, it is still your choice. And then when it comes to single moms and responsibility, because you control who has access to sex, and because you control whether you want to keep the child or not in America, and like I said, and because you choose which route you want to take, do you want to take the easy route, just have sex, have fun, or do you really want to hold out and make sure that before I give my body up to this guy, he has proven to me in every aspect. He has proposed to me. He has told me he wants to marry me. He has given me the ring. He has all the things. He's financially set. He has a job. He has a career to take up the child. He has shown everything he can and more. Because I'm telling you guys right now, if you're with the right guy will do everything he can to be with you. I'm telling you guys right now. If the guy is making it hard for you, ladies, he's not the right. He's the wrong guy for you. When a guy really loves a woman, he will do anything you ask him to do as long as you're a healthy type of woman. If I'm with a girl, I don't give a shit if I'm really into you, I will wait and I will hold out. If I believe you're worth it, if I believe you're worth it and you're the person I want to marry, I would wait until I would do anything you ask me to do to marry you. And if you meet with the right guy, he will do that. The thing is, if you meet with the wrong guy, he won't. But you had sex with the wrong guy, and this is what happens. So, I mean, that's just my thoughts on it. And I'm thank you for sharing your thoughts. But I know it's really hard and challenging. But I believe that it's a message a lot of women need to hear, because in today America, they're telling women out there today, have sex, have fun, go live your life, YOLO. You only live once. Just do whatever you want to do. And that's the message that they're telling young women today. You see it on TikTok. All I care about is a guy that has 6 feet, a guy that has a big dick, a guy that has money. If I have that, I'll have. You go to TikTok, you see this shit all the time. If you're not on TikTok, you see this on social media. Women just caring about, man, if he's hood, if this guy has clout. Oh man, if he's gangster, if he acts like a gang, like all these things that women care about in men that have no long-term value in marriage and a long-term relationship. So women are having sex with guys for the wrong reasons, having sex with guys with qualities that do not show that these guys will stick around. And I'm here to tell all these young ladies, please be more selective. I think that's a message a lot of women will need to hear, that be more selective and make sure that these guys have shown 100% full commitment before you have sex. And before you have sex, but that's not the message you see on social media. That's not the message I see in today's society. We're encouraging women to just have sex. And like I said, you're free to do it. I'm not gonna judge you on your choices. All I'm saying is if you do make a choice, then you have to take accountability for it. And especially for you ladies, you can't expect a guy to be a good guy just because that's what you think, you believe. That's not how the real world works. Should all men treat all women the same? Yes, but are all men doing that? No, that's not the real world. I see guys beat their wives all the time. I see guys abandon their kids all the time. This shit happens all the time. So that's why you can't expect somebody to do something you want. That's why you have to put in the work and do your due diligence and take your time and be very selective. But I know a lot of people are not doing that. They're not. I talk to all the time. But you make your choices in life and you live with your choices. And that's just the way I see it. And I know for a lot of people, they want to hear that hard truth. But for me, I'm just very blunt. I'm just very honest. It is what it is. But I do believe if women are more selective and asking more out of the men and asking them for commitment, asking them for marriage, and if you're with the right guy, he will do it. And he will wait for you. He will put a ring on your finger. He will marry you. He will do all the things you need to do because you're with the right guy. It may take you a little bit longer. You may not meet him at 21. You don't meet him at 18, because some of these women are having sex out of high school, 18, 20. So you may meet this guy at 25 or 30, and maybe 33. But would it be worth it to wait all the way to your 30s or to 25 or 5 years later, maybe 24, whatever you meet that guy? Would it be worth it to wait later and then have sex with that right guy and then be with him forever than just having sex with a guy quickly in the beginning and then live with that consequence for the rest of your life. That's all I'm saying is it really harder? Yes, but all things in life that's great, it's gonna be a little bit more difficult, and that's how life works. But yeah. I just want to say that, but like I said, ladies, go ahead. Like anything you want to add to that, disagree. But I just believe that this is a message a lot of young women need to hear, because all I see on TikTok, all I see on Instagram, all I see on Twitter is women talk about sex and women talk about things about what they look for in men that have no value of what they want when it comes to long-term commitment. And that's America's society today. And I think that this is something I want to challenge women. Please hold off. Please get commitment from these men. Please let these men marry you first. Please make sure he has a good job. Make sure he's emotional stable. Wait 2 years, 3 years. Make sure these are things. And of course, you're also reciprocating that. If you meet a good man, make sure you're also a good woman as well. Work on yourself. If you have trauma from the past relationship, heal that shit. Go over it. Get over your fears and all these things that you need to work on. And make sure all these things, put in the work, and I'm guaranteed if you put in the work, hard work always pays off, and you will meet the right guy. But the thing is, are most people doing that? No, they're not. But you make your choices, and the consequences is a child, and it is what it is. But there's always a different option. That's all I'm saying. But yeah, I just wanted to say that. But ladies, you want to agree, disagree? You want to yell at me? You want to shout at me? You want to? Hey, go ahead, because I'm open to it. I'm always, like I said, I'm open to a different perspective. I'm open to different opinion. I'm open to it. I believe in what I believe in, and this is what I see. And like I said, the world is unfair. The world is not sunshine and rainbows. The world is not the world that you want to live, like you expect to be. The world, it's a tough, it's a cruel, it's an unfair world. That's just life in general. That's why you have to be more vigilant of taking and making sure you put in the work, especially when it comes to relationships, and especially when it comes to having sex, for women having sex out there, because you guys carry the responsibility, the burden of having a baby. Oh, go ahead. Anybody? Please don't try to. Anybody want to add to that? Anybody want to add to that? No. Why? Okay. All right. And if you're watching this live right now, hey, drop your comments below. I want to hear your thoughts. I know a lot of women lately. I've been getting death threats and hateful messages every day. Ever since I said that, every single day, I've had a death threat, or a girl just saying all these shit things about me. But like I said, I don't take it personal, because I understand where they're coming from. But all I'm saying is, and I tell all these women all the time, like, hey, look, come on, if you want to talk, if you want to say something, let's get on a conversation and talk about it. But I do realize a lot of women, this is very sensitive, and especially if you've gone through something in your past life with your previous baby daddy, or your previous relationship. And I get why you feel that type of way. But like I told you guys before, like, at the end of the day, it's life. We make choices and we live with it. And I'm a big advocate that if I make a choice with my life, I don't blame nobody. That's just how I am. And that's just how life is. If you make a choice in life, you're going to live with the consequence. And nobody really cares about anything else. You made that choice, and we have to live with those choices. Every single choice I make in my life, I don't complain about anything. I take full responsibility because I made that choice. That's just my framework. So a lot of people may not have the same the way I see things, but for me, it's like the feelings, the emotions is irrelevant, because at the end of the day, the world does not care about how we feel. I could sit here, ladies, and talk to you guys all about the shit that I've gone through in my life, and cry on this podcast, and bring all my feelings to this podcast. But let's be honest, most people who listen to me wouldn't give a shit, because it's not their life, it's my life. So that's why I don't really talk about feelings. That's why for a lot of women, when you hear this, when I say about things, the feelings come into play. But for me, it's like, when it comes to life in general, the feelings doesn't matter. It's just, if you made a bad choice in the past, what choice are you making today to have a better life? We can sit here and talk about our feelings, but Our feelings is not going to change our life. Our feelings is not going to make your kids' life better. Your feelings is not going to attract the right man. Your feelings is not going to get the man to put a ring on your finger. Your feelings is not going to get the man to marry you, to be loyal to you. The feelings is irrelevant. So ladies out there, you can sit here and talk about your feelings and put those feelings upon me and hate me. That's fine. But when it comes to life, it's choices. What choices are we making today to make sure we put ourselves in a better situation? And a lot of women today, and men also, is single women, that if they made a bad choice with the previous baby father, then they're just upset from that last one. They just hold on to that hate and they keep that cycle. But anyways, that's just my thoughts on it. And anybody that disagrees with me, I welcome every woman to send me the death threats and send me the hateful messages to get on a podcast with me. But it's funny, when I tell them to get on a podcast with me to challenge me on my perspective, no one wants to. So they want to talk privately and call me names. But then like I said, if you have something to say it. But just understand, for a lot of women out there, like, I'm going to challenge you. I'm going to put the blame on you and see how you react. But a lot of women today is like, if I talk about like, hey, okay, you got mad at what you don't think 100% responsibility falls on you. Okay, if you when I dig deeper into it and find out what the reasons of why they chose their men, then all that stuff comes out, and then you realize, oh, everything I just said, this is what was pretty much matched everything that you did, but they don't want to take accountability for it. Like, oh, no, he should have done this, he should have done that. Well, he should have hit, but you made a choice. But that's what I see. Anyways, thank you, Tofi, for bringing that subject.
I still stand where I stand.
No, that's fine, and that
is a mutual decision. And if the message should be to men, like, don't just be popping any woman you see. So you know what I mean. Take responsibility and only go and be with somebody if you want to be with them.
Yes, that's the message. But like I said, the men are not, ladies. Like I said, the men are not doing that. That's the thing. They're not doing that. So you and women. Well, yeah, and women. I'm talking about the single mom. The men are not doing. They're not taking care of their kids. So if you know these guys aren't taking care of their kids, be super selective and put in the work and get these guys to marry you in long term. That's what I'm saying. But a lot of women are not doing that. So that's what I'm saying. So, anyways, let's
generation.
Let's keep it.
Next topic.
Let's keep it going.
Oh, but before we go, sorry.
Boy, Kayla, what's your question?
Yeah, I get why a woman. I don't get why women are sending it to private, and then I do, but I also feel like you don't deserve that kind of stuff because you're also just one man from a different, world, and just appreciate your honesty and opinion. Yeah, it's weird hearing that, but would have loved to hear that when I was little, along with like young men. But just appreciate that you're here now, sending that kind of message out.
Yeah, and look, I'm telling you, like these ladies, what they send, it's like I always challenge them. Like, look, you have different opinions, share it. But they're all into but they're so emotionally involved with what I said. Like, they don't really listen to what I said. I am encouraging women to be more selective with their bodies and take 100% responsibility. So you don't have to make that choice. You have to live it forever. So I'm telling you right now, men, should we do better? Yeah, all men out there, please do better. But the thing is, in the real world, the men are fucking up. So don't rely on the men. Don't rely on these guys to take care of you and to be your father figure for your child and marry you. So put all that responsibility on yourself and put through the work. That's all I'm saying. But I just know for a lot of people that they made some choices in life and they don't want to hear it from me because I'm a random dude and coming from a guy. A lot of people, like I said, don't want to be told that they messed up in their life, that they made a bad choice, that the responsibility on them, accountability is on them. Nobody want to hear that, especially coming from me. So that's why a lot of people feel that way. All right. Yeah. So why you have a question now? I'll be dying to hear your question. Oh, you're mute. You're mute.
Okay, can you hear me now?
Yeah, I hear you now.
My question would be, why is it hard for males to be serious, like in a relationship?
When you say serious, I mean commit to you long term.
Committed, yeah.
Okay. All right. So, okay, why is it hard for guys to find commitment? So this is the thing I would the things that I see for a lot of okay, let me ask you, ladies, before I answer the question, I want to ask you, do you know what guys are looking for when it comes to commitment? So what do let me I want to test you guys on that before I tell you why guys find it hard to commit to women. But I want to ask you your knowledge of what do you believe that men are looking for in women in order for them to fully commit and wife them up one day. I'm interested to hear your that. So I want to ask you guys that question first, and then I'll answer your question because I want to see if you know. So what are men looking for to commit to a woman? I'll start with you, Kayla. What do you think men are looking for them to commit to a woman? Oh, you're on mute, Kayla. Still on mute. There you go.
Am I back on?
Go ahead. Yeah.
Can you come back to me? Come back to me. Sorry, I'm charging
Tofi.
her.
So Tofi, go ahead. What do you think men are looking for them to be committed to women?
Somebody, a lifelong partner, in every aspect of life, someone they can build with, trust.
Okay.
Know,
All right. Okay. Why? What do you think? What do you think men are looking for them to commit?
Being a housewife.
Being a housewife. Okay. Anything else?
But not just staying at home, but like also being independent and like being able to hold your own.
Okay. All right. Okay. And then Kayla?
Strong, independent, powerful woman with a hard-working ethic, honesty, loyalty, similar to women that values themselves and will add value to them.
Okay. All right. So this is very interesting.
Yeah.
So I think this is okay. So thank you for sharing that, ladies. But I think this is very interesting. I think a lot of because one thing I realized for a lot of women out there, especially the modern day women in America, is like they don't know what men are looking for. And out of all the things you guys said right now, and the only thing that men are looking for, I think, was the one thing that why I said like a housewife. Why I said that also, I think Kayla said it was like loyalty. So for men, the only like I'm telling you guys right now, from men, the thing that we look for is we just want a woman to be a wife, know her role, make sure she's feminine, make sure she's very feminine, to make sure she's very, men like a girl that's in shape. Let's be honest, a lot of guys prefer a woman that takes care of her body, that's attractive. So she's feminine, she's not a hoe. She shows that she is a capable wife, that she's she can be that in that wife role, like cooking and cleaning, that wife said. And what else? She's loyal and she's not giving attention to other men. Honestly, that's what men are really looking for. But the thing is, for a lot of women out there, are not loyal. They're giving sexual attention to other men. A lot of especially on social media, a lot of women out there, and I'm saying this with honesty, a lot of women out there don't know how to cook and clean. don't know how to be a wife. You guys mentioned strong and independent, right? That's a perfect example. A lot of women think that the men are looking for strong, independent women, and a lot of men are not looking for a strong, independent woman. They just want a woman to come in and be that supportive wife role. But a lot of women out there that they want to be the strong, independent one in the relationship. They want to be the act like the man in the relationship, because women are usually strong and women are usually independent. Women are usually very masculine because they're strong, independent, so they act like a guy because of something that happened in the past. And for a lot of men, they don't want a very masculine, strong woman. They want a very feminine woman, a woman that's loving, that's nurturing, that's caring. Also, they want a woman that's not a hoe. They want a woman. For a lot of men, they prefer a woman that doesn't have a child, because they know that if they date a woman that has kids, it's very complex because there's a lot of things that go along with it. So these are all things that men are looking for to commit. And for a lot of and the thing is, problem today for a lot of women out there that is, a lot of these women don't have that. A lot of women are masculine. A lot of women are very promiscuous. They're just, especially in today's dating culture, just having sex with everybody. A lot of women don't know how to be a wife role. A lot of women don't know how to cook and clean. A lot of women don't want to be the wife. They want to I don't know if you guys heard it, have you heard of the 50-50 partnership? A lot of women want the 50-50 partnership. There's no roles. I want the man to do, the man has to do a man has to be able to do what a woman has to do, and a woman has to do what a man has to do. And the 50-50 partnership is a myth. It doesn't exist in real life. There's only roles. The man has to be the man, the woman has to be the woman, and they willingly come in and love each other and stay in their roles. That's how relationships work. A woman can't do a man's role in the relationship, and the man cannot do the woman's role in the relationship. And those are, I'm just saying this was this is what men are really looking for. But the problem is everything I just said right now is opposite of what women are doing in today's modern day 2021. And that's why a lot of women today are not getting wifed up. And in America, if you look at the marriage rate is decreasing every single year in America. It's getting lower and lower. Men are not marrying women no more. They're choosing not to, because a lot of men are realizing that the things that men are looking for are not what women are portraying or behaving today. So because they're not doing that, so now men are becoming like you guys. They're very selective now. They're like, you know what? I'm just gonna have sex and have fun, but then I'm gonna wait and find that woman that has all that, and then marry that woman. So a lot of guys will have sex with all these other girls, but then once they find that good woman that has all these things that I just mentioned, that's the woman that he would put a ring on their finger. So yeah. So what's her thoughts on that? That's my answer to that question. What's her thoughts on that? Tofi, what's your thoughts?
My bad.
What's your thoughts?
Okay, hold on. I got so lost in everything you were saying, trying to think of what exactly was the topic question.
Because the question what wife said is like, why is it hard for guys to commit, right?
Okay.
And I told you guys, for a lot of women, they don't know they have no idea that what men are looking for to commit. Because if I ask the modern woman today, like, what do you think men are looking for to commit? There was men like a strong, independent woman, men like a woman that has a career, that's ambitious. They have no idea what men are looking for. So, and I tell a lot of women, no, what men are looking for is pretty simple. They want a feminine woman. They want a loyal woman. They don't want a woman that's giving sexual attention to other men. They don't want a hoe. They don't want a promiscuous woman. If it's available, they prefer to be with a woman that doesn't have kids. And they want a woman that knows her role, to be a wife, that knows how to cook and clean, that knows how to take care of the kids and be in that natural role as be that supporting woman. Those are things that men are really looking for. But the problem is a lot of women today don't exert those qualities, those traits, or those behaviors. That's why a lot of men today are not committing to these women. There's only very few women out there today. I'm telling you, if you look at the women today that men are marrying, I'm telling you, if you look at the women men are marrying, it's women that fits that criteria. I'm telling you, if you look at it, either they're feminine, they want to be a wife, they know their role, they're not promiscuous, they're not hoes, they don't give sexual attention to other men, and they're not masculine, they're feminine. If you look at the type of women that men are wifing, that's the qualities that they look for. And if you look at the women that are not married, and if you look at their qualities, you can clearly see something out of those things I just mentioned. It's in one of those things. But that's my thoughts on it. What's your thoughts, Tofi?
Okay. I have a lot of thoughts on this. I feel like commitment nowadays is just rare. The culture we live in, it's just so instantaneous, with social media, and how you can get what you want, and specifically what you want for as long as you want it. You can literally just get exactly what you want. And so as long as, as you said before, men, they want sex. As long as you can have the opportunity to go and get exactly what you want wherever you want it, you know what I mean? Why would you want to commit?
Wait, what do you say that again?
If you can go and get what you want from multiple women and just do whatever you want to do, why would you want to commit to one person? The culture we live in today.
Yeah.
Why would men even want to commit? You know what I mean? So the culture plays a factor into why men are not committing as well.
No, well, when you say commit, you mean like commit. When you say commit, when I hear the word commit, it means this guy has chosen. This guy is somebody that he wants to marry. That's when I see the word commit. Yeah. Does that make sense? So when the man commits to a woman, that means that he has already, either consciously or subconsciously, he knows that this is a woman he can one day see be his wife and be the mother of his kids.
Okay.
Right?
Yeah. Right.
So the thing is, like I told you guys before, the reason why men are not committing is because all the things I just mentioned, women today in modern day society are not behaving that way. So for a lot of men, they realize also, so they need to, they realize today, because the divorce rate in America is 50%. And also a lot of men are aware of this also. They know legally, if we marry a woman and we get divorced, the woman always wins. She always 90% of all divorces, the woman gets custody of the kids. We lose 50% of our resources, and we have to pay child support, and in some cases we have to pay alimony. The legal system in America, the divorce rights in America favors the women not the men in America. So a lot of men today are realizing, well, I'm going to lose out on divorce if I get married, and a lot of these women, their qualities they're showing is not conducive to a long-term relationship. So I need to hold out and wait until I find the right woman.
What women are you talking about?
Hmm?
What women are you talking about? Themselves and not having these upright, morals and whatnot, because that's not what I see. I see I didn't
say the morals. I said these are things that
no, but if you're out there, majority of the women are hoeing themselves and aren't, being a woman the way that they should be, then what women? Honestly,
no.
You know what I mean? Because from what I see a complete flip, like an opposite world from what you're seeing, because everything you're saying is what I see in men. And I see more women, especially my age,
Talk about hoeing? Talk about having sex?
Not just hoeing, but just not wanting to commit, wanting to go and, have a very just be free and just do, you don't have to answer to anybody. You can go do whatever you want whenever you want. You can go hang out with your friends. You know what I mean? Like that type of lifestyle. And I see that in men more than I do in women.
No, but no, we're in today's dating culture, because like I said, everybody's just having sex. Yes, but we're talking about commitment, right? Why men are not committing to a lot of these women? And I just told you guys before, these are the reasons why men don't commit to women. Either the woman is a hoe, either the woman is very masculine, either the woman doesn't accept her role as the wife and be a good housewife, just be a good wife. She knows how to be supportive, to cook and clean, to let him be the man. A lot of women today give sexual attention on social media to other men. So a lot of men today don't want to wife a woman that's giving unnecessary sexual attention to other men. So and what was one more thing? And a woman, that's pretty much it. Oh, also like a woman that takes care of herself. Like men do appreciate beauty is important to a lot of men. So like a woman that takes care of her body, is pretty, that's fine. But a lot of women out there are not taking care of their bodies and themselves. So that can be a reason why men don't commit. All those reasons are reasons why men are what men are looking for. So if you look at a lot of the women today who are not getting married and or not getting approached by men to commit long term, It's either they fit one of those categories. Either they're too masculine, either they're hoes, either they don't want to be they don't accept their role as being a wife. They don't even know how to be a wife. A lot of these women don't know how to cook and clean. A lot of these women also have kids also, because that's very a lot of guys, they know it's hard to date a woman that has kids. So if you have one of these things as a woman, that is one of the reasons why men are not committed to you. But if you're very feminine, if you know how to be a wife, if you know your role as a woman, and let him be the man. If you're not a hoe, you and also you take care of your body, take care of yourself, to be healthy. I'm telling you, those are things that men are looking for, and you will get found and you will get wifed. So if you look at them, telling us right now, if you look at the women who are getting married, if you look at the women who are single long term, it's one of those reasons. So if you give me if you give me a women, if you give me a list of women who are not married, I guarantee you they fit either of those things. Either they're hoes, either they're masculine. They want 50-50. They're not willing to submit to a man. They want to be strong and independent. I don't need no man. I don't need no man. I don't need a man to take care of me. That's the stuff that's happening today in modern society. Either they already have a child, so that can make it very difficult because they're a single mom. And also a lot of women out there, not, like I said, they're not taking care of themselves. So they let themselves go. And if you let themselves go, shoot. Knowing that guys do appreciate a woman that takes care of it in their body. Those are all reasons right there. And that's like the question was, why are men not committing? Those are things that men look for commitment. So if as a woman, if you want to commit to a man, then it's gonna say those are things you have to work on and on yourself. And then if you do that, I guarantee you those men will commit to you. What's the one thing you disagree? Like, let me hear it.
I feel like that list is just ridiculous. I'm thinking about, all these women that I know that are married. I'm thinking about all these women that I know that are married.
Yeah.
None of them are perfect. They have one of those, if not two of those on your list. You know what I mean? So it literally just comes down to the guy and his preference. But in a perfect world, I was
give me an example. You said these women that get married. Also, give me an example.
Okay, so I have a friend who's married, of course, and she's not the type where she's a pushover. So she's not the type where he gets to really play the man role all the time. Also, they do a lot of 50-50s. So, you know what I mean?
What do you mean 50-50?
Like if they go on a trip, he pays for half of it, she pays for the other half.
Yeah. And
that's just been the way, that is just the way it is. And it works. It just depends on the two people. But I don't know.
No. So I give you the perfect example, the 50-50, right? So the thing is, there's no such thing as a 50-50. There's only roles and we help each other. So like I said, as a man, for me, if I don't want to play the wife role and stay home and take care of the kids and also cooking and cleaning. I want to be the provider and protector. That's my natural role as a man, right? Now, if I love you as a woman, of course, if she needs a break, hey, she tells me, hey, I'm tired today. Can you cook and clean for the kids? Can you take care of the kids? Hell yeah, I will do that, because that's what relationship is all about. It's teamwork. But I'm saying is, if a woman comes to me and say, hey, if you want to marry me, you have to cook and clean it. And she's making that a requirement and telling me what my role should be as a man. No, I will not marry that woman. I will go to the woman that's willingly be that wife. But if she needs me to help out, but if she needs me to help out as a role, that's what relationship is about. If a man has a bad day or lost his job and the woman needs to step up to help out providing, protecting, that's what relationship is about. The woman will go and work and help out the man so he can get back on his feet, and then he can start providing, protecting, right? But the thing is, in real life relationship, there are roles. The man has a role providing, protecting, and then the woman has a role. But for a lot of women today they don't want a role. They want, hey, I want you. They want the man to do what she's doing, and they make that as a requirement to get married. And that's what I'm saying is, no, that 50-50 partnership does not work. But once you get married, then you help each other out. But I guess a lot of women out there want the man to fulfill her role, and also want the man to fulfill their role. But the thing is, that's not real life. If you look at relationships now, long-term relationships between men and women, and especially especially the long-term ones. If you look at the average marriage right now in the U.S. is 7 years. If you look at relationships past 7 years in marriage, if you look at it, it's always two couples that know the man has a role, the woman has a role. They accept both roles and they work out and they live together and they help out each other out. The relationships that don't work out end up failing is the woman trying to do a man's role and they want the man to do the woman role, and it doesn't work out. So that's all I'm saying is, like, if you look at that's so you said that's hey, yeah, of course. Your friend said that you 50-50, yeah, of course, like the guy would help out with his wife because he loves his wife. But I'm sure she's gonna let him be the man. If they do need help, they'll help each other, but she's gonna let him be the man and she's gonna be the woman. And that's why they're still married, and that's why they're doing what they're doing today. What I mean, what are your thoughts, ladies? Come on, share your thoughts. I don't want to be the only one.
Nice.
I don't want to be alone here.
Did you hear? Can you hear me?
Let me ask this, Tofi. Do you know a lot of women today who are straight up hoes and they're all wifed up today? Do you know women like that?
A lot, no, but a good handful, yes.
So wait. You said a what? You don't?
A good handful, yes. I do know a good handful that are married. Women
that were hoes before, but they were married?
They were hoes while dating, then they married, and then they're straight.
Okay. All right. I'm interested to hear if their husbands knew they were hoes. Because I know a lot of times women who, once they meet the right guy, they know there's the right guy, they don't talk about their history. So once a guy finds out, like I said, if you don't, yeah, exactly. But what I'm saying is, I'm telling you, I'm interested to hear all those girls that were hoes before and they got married. I'm really interested to hear if the guys knew about it. So if they don't know about it, hey, they probably married her thinking she had no idea. But I'm saying if they were upfront with it, which most women would not do. If you tell your woman, if you meet your man, and tell him all the men you had sex with, I'm telling you that guy is running for the hills. Oh, thank you for sharing that info, and they're going somewhere else. So that's what I'm saying. That's my rebuttal to that. Just because they were promiscuous, but I guarantee you a lot of them probably didn't tell that to their husband, and they were done with it. They were done with their promiscuous ways. They wanted to find a healthy man. They found it, and now they're living happy after. But I'm telling you, if you openly tell your man how many women you have sex with, especially if you have a high body count, the likelihood of that guy leaving is high. All right. And anybody want to answer that? Why? What's your thought? That was your question. What are your thoughts on it? Why? That was your question. Why men struggle too hard to commit? I just told you why. These are the things that men look for. If you have those things, they will commit to you. If a woman, if you exert those certain behaviors, that's probably why they're not committing to you.
The one that got me was when you said about like posting photos and stuff.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie, I post up photos and stuff, but like it's not to grab anyone's attention. It's just because it's like self-love. Like, I'm happy with myself and the way and my appearance. Mm-hmm. But of course, to another male, it might come off as like hoeing.
Yeah, I mean that's just the way it's. Yeah, I'm telling you, for men, a woman's sexuality is something that it's really important to men. So when they want to be with a woman that they're the only one that they have access to, like they're very territorial about your sexuality. So when guys see girls out there posting on social, I'm not saying what you're doing is wrong. You want to feel beautiful, that's fine. But I'm just telling you from the man's perspective, when they see a woman on social media and they're posting like sexually on their body or they're sexualizing themselves, to them they know that you're giving your sexual attention to all these men out there, and they know a lot of guys are probably in their mind are probably reaching out to you. You're talking to a lot of guys, and in their mind they think you're promiscuous. So when men think that you're promiscuous, then that's not somebody that they want a wife. So that's why I have a lot of girlfriends that I'm good friends with, and they openly post their bodies and they sexualize themselves on social media. Hey, they're free to make their own choices, but a lot of them struggle to attract commitment. They attract a lot of guys that hit them up on their DM. They want to slide and have sex. They get those DMs all the time, but they never get a DM from a guy who's like looking for marriage or looking for long-term commitment. And I tell them why, because for guys when the woman they didn't want to marry, they want a woman that's not promiscuous or showing their sexual attention of their body to other men. We want to be the only guy that we have sexual access to your body. Like that's what men care about. Maybe for a lot of women, they don't understand it, but most guys don't want to be with a woman that every guy has seen her tits, every guy has seen her ass, every guy has had sex with, or everybody has had a piece of it. Like no guy, especially masculine men, don't want that. So they just avoid it and go and hopefully they can find a girl that doesn't give their sexual attention to other men, and they'll wife that one. They might hit you up for sex, but the good men that you guys are looking for, like I said, you guys looking for good men. Those are the things that good men would just avoid and find that girl that's just not giving her sexual attention to other men like that. All right. Kayla, what's your thoughts on Wyatt's question?
America sounds nice. I don't know where those people are or where those men are, but it must be nice in America. But our New Zealand culture is so different. I hear that you're talking about marriage a lot, and the culture we have in New Zealand, like 80% of the married people are so unhappy, and the ones that are not married and in such a long-term relationship are the most happiest people that I know. At the same time, guys, especially the young guys, they know what they want. They have a few from your list, but they're the ones who will tell you. Whereas the ones in my generation or my 30s over, they don't know what they want. So that's the hardest part, because they're coming to females to look for that instead of figuring it out themselves on what they want. So finding commitment is very different. But for the ones who know what they want, they definitely love a masculine and feminine woman. FYI. Independency, of course, only because it's in that factor of, are you able to stand up for yourself? And some guys, this coming from my family or my cousins on the boys' side, they just like to see that, you can protect yourself. You don't need another man. But when you do have a man, you have a shared protection of your family. That's like double bodyguards for your family and yourselves. So when you're alone, you're fine. When you're together, you're all good, kind of stuff. But I hear you. It's like a fairy tale book kind of thing. But it's nice to hear that. It makes me want to move to America, but I'm not looking to get married anytime soon. But yeah.
No, and it's funny. I love what you say. You said it was rare to hear me talk about what men are looking for, right? And the reason why it's weird for a lot of you women, a lot of you guys listen, all you ladies right now on this. The reason why it's weird for you to listen to me talking about what men want, because I'm saying things that men will never say, and I'm saying things men are afraid to say, because if men talk about their standards of what they want out of men, really what they want out of women, especially in America, where everything is so, there's a big feminist movement, there's this very progressive movement. If a man talks about his standards, it's called discrimination. But if a woman talks about her standards, it's called women empowerment. Women, if you look at social media, women have no problem talking about what they want out of men. They will say it openly. They want a guy that's 6 feet. They want a guy that has a good body. They want a guy that has a big dick. They want a guy that has make a lot of money. They want a guy that's strong. They want a guy that's ambitious. Like women, you guys have, in America, like they have no problem talking about what they want, right? But if a man speaks up of what he wants, it's considered discrimination. If a woman speaks up what she wants, it's called preferences. It's called women empowerment. She knows what she wants and what she's worth. So, so that's a lot of women say,
that's the first time I've heard anybody.
That's what I'm saying, because like
America's
I said,
weird.
In America,
all good.
I'm telling you, in America, if you talk about in America, it's in America, because of the radical feminist movement. If a man talks about a woman, he's considered toxic masculinity. He's considered controlling, suppressive. But like I said, if a man says, you know what, I want to be with a woman that has a good body, he would get canceled. He's like, that's body shaming, then but he's body shaming all women. But if a woman, but that's a physical characteristic of the body. But if a woman says, "Hey, I want to date a guy that's 6 feet," which is a body characteristic, that's a physical part of the body. That's the same thing. That's a body part of a man. He's 6 feet, but nobody will bat an eye. Nobody will say anything. You know what? Nobody will say anything to that woman. They encourage her. Great, go get the guy that got 6 feet. That's what I'm saying is. That's why what I'm saying right now. No, most men will never say this. Most men will never say this openly, because in America, if a man says it, it's considered shaming women. It's considered toxic masculinity. I'm gonna be considered as like a misogynist. I hate women. What I'm saying is, if women have standards, it's encouraged. But if a man has standards here and be honest with his standards, then he's discriminating. So all I'm saying is, I'm just telling you guys the truth that many men will never say and afraid to say. And for me, I don't really care about what people think. I'm just going to speak the truth and the facts. For a lot of women out there, if you want a guy to commit to you, men are always looking for feminine women who are not hoes, women who may not have kids, women who know their wife role and who lets him be the man, and women that takes care of themselves, with their body, with their health. Those are the things that men are looking for. And I know it's hard for women to hear, and many men will never say this over, but I will say, because I don't really care what people think. I think this is information women need to hear, because there's a high percentage rate right now in America. Like, women are not getting, a lot of women today are not getting married at all. There's a high percentage of single women over 30 to 45. And also a lot of women are not getting married now by men, because remember, you guys control access to sex. Men control access to marriage. We have to be the one to propose and marry you. So a lot of women believe out there that think that, oh, you know what, I don't need to work on myself in order to attract a man. No, it's really important for you to hear this from me, because the guy has to propose to you. The guy has to marry you. He has to decide to take that decision. And if you have no idea what men are looking for, you're living your life and making no changes for your life, and just hoping and wishing that you're gonna magically just find that guy, then that's a fairy. That's not real life. So the way the world works is, if you know what you want, know what the type of the man that you want, know what he wants, and put in the work to attract that guy. A lot of girls out there think that they're just gonna attract the guy that they want without working on the very things that make them attractive. And I'm telling you guys right now, all the things I just mentioned, that's what men are looking for. And if you, whether you want to, it may be hard for you to listen to because you never heard this, or because you come looking at it from a female perspective, but this is...
I think it's only hard to listen to because you're specifically talking about American men.
Yeah.
I think that's why. But it's cool to hear.
Yeah.
Males.
I think it's in all. I think it's in all cultures, because it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if you don't think New Zealand men don't like you think New Zealand men,
some, but not
like,
the majority of them. Culture's really different. Wants not as similar as American wants, and our men in this day and age are more, with social media, they know what they want, and it's the only problem is with the New Zealand culture, it's the younger gen that are more specific in what they want, and it's kind of total opposite from your list. And then with the gen now, your list comes in. I mean, my 30s to like over.
Yeah,
that list is what they want.
Well, everybody has their list, right? And it doesn't matter what generation. But the thing is, you can have a list, but the thing is, just because you have a list doesn't necessarily mean it works. So that's what I'm saying is what I'm saying is pretty much it's universal for all men, because it doesn't matter what culture, it doesn't matter what country you're in. Every man don't want to. But if you ask guys, do you want to wife up a girl that has a high body count as a whole? It doesn't matter what country you're in. Every guy will say no. Again, you could be in New Zealand and say, hey, do you want a woman? Do you want to marry a woman as a whole? It doesn't matter if it's in New Zealand, if it's in France, if it's in Tonga, if it's America.
How would they know if you're a hoe though? Isn't it not? I'm sure it's not their business to ask those questions. If they ask the female, that's our choice if we want to tell them about our past.
I'm saying that's a truth. That's a reality. That's a truth that if a guy finds out you're a hoe, automatically he won't wife you. He's gonna be unattracted to you. But what I'm saying is it's the same here in America. It's the same here in New Zealand. It's the same in Australia or in Britain. I'm saying what men looking for in women is the same. It doesn't matter what country, what culture, because we're all men. It's the same thing. The same thing for women. You guys all look for the same things in men. You want a strong man. You want a guy that can provide, protect for you, a great father for your kids. That's gonna be loyal to you. And like I said, he's very masculine. And he's loyal to you. Like you don't want a guy. That's what men. If you ask every woman, those are the type of men they're always looking for. It doesn't matter which part of the world. So to answer Y's question, why is it hard for men to not commit or take you seriously? Then those are the things that men are looking for. If you, as women, if you work on those things, you can improve your chances to attract commitment. But if you live a life that's opposite of those things I just mentioned, then I said that it will be really, really hard for a guy to take you seriously. That's my response to that.
Even if you were a hoe,
Yeah.
I feel like if you can leave it in the past, it should be able to work.
If you're a hoe, my recommendation, don't tell him. Don't tell him, right? Don't tell him. If you're a hoe, don't tell him. Don't be around people that might tell him. Move to a different state, move to a different city, but don't tell him. Because I'm telling you guys right now, I do understand. Look, I do understand that sometimes women go through that phase, and then finally they're ready for a long-term commitment relationship. But the best advice I would tell that girl, if you're finally ready for a commitment relationship, you're tired of your hoish ways or hoish lifestyle, when you meet that guy, just don't tell him. Because I'm telling you right now, if a guy finds out, there's a high probability he will leave or he'll be unattracted to you. Because like I said, for men, we care about that. We really care about a woman's body count or if she is a hoe. So that's just like I said, I'm just telling you how real life is, and that's just the way it works.
And that's if a man doesn't have a body count? Like we won't care, or
yeah, you won't care. Most women.
If we want to know.
Let me ask you: If you all met your dream guy, right? He had everything you guys wanted, and he wanted to marry you, but he has a high body count. Does it matter? Would that matter? He's everything you wanted.
That's in the past. Nah. Yeah. Nah. They're gone. I'm here.
Okay. What about you? Why? What about you? Why?
I agree with Kayla.
Okay. What about you, Tofi?
Depends on how his character is. And
I just said he's everything you wanted. Everything you wanted in a man. Everything he has. Everything you wanted, and he wants to marry you and wants to be loyal to you. But you found out he has a high body count in the past.
I mean, the body count wouldn't matter if his character with you is he's loyal and he's everything you want. But I mean, perfect world again. Okay,
but see, you guys just pretty much show the difference between men and women. For a man, he can meet a woman and she could be everything he wanted, but as soon as he finds out she has a high body count, he will leave. Because
men would though. I mean,
when I say all men, I don't literally mean all men. I'm just saying majority of men, high probability, balance of probability, and the majority of men will leave. And you guys proved to me. You guys just proved it. Like I asked every single girl on this podcast, I've asked that if they met a guy this dream guy, and they found out they had a high body count, you guys could care less. But the difference is for women, a man's sexuality is not important to you because you're not built. You guys don't value that. That's not what women look for.
I'm not saying that it's not important though. I'm not saying that it's important.
Well, it's not a priority for you as far as what you look for. So as long as he has for men, a woman's sexuality is the number one thing that we care about. We do not want a wife, a woman that's a hoe and has been sleeping around with other men. That's something we care about so much. So I could meet a woman and she could be everything I wanted. As soon as I find out about her sexual history, about she's a hoe, I would leave. This is how men are. They will leave, and because we care. That's how men feel. I don't expect you women to understand it because you're women, but men, we care about a woman's sexuality. You guys don't care about it. And that's why I asked you the question. But if you ask a lot of guys who are here today, and I asked them the question, hey, if you met your dream girl, but you found out that she had a 20 guy gangbang, would you marry her? You're like, hell the fuck no. Hell no. He will leave. Everything he wanted, he will leave and find a girl that has the same thing but has a low body count. But like I told you before, because men, we care about women's sexuality, and that's a priority in our list. Like for you guys, it's not. As long as you find a guy that's a quality guy, he take care of you, you guys don't care about that stuff. But that just shows you the difference between men and women, that we don't look for the same thing. So that's why I guess yeah, that's why a woman that's promiscuous is not a positive aspect for men. That's why men can still sleep around and they still can find a wife, because women don't really care about his sexual history. As long as he gets commitment from that guy and he tells her, he's willing to leave that behind and commit to her, she could care less. And also for a lot of women out there, they know that if a guy is sleeping around, a lot of women are like they want that. They want something that every other woman's having, and because they know that and she's willing to commit to her. No, like I'm saying
type thing is what you're saying.
Like that.
Like I'm the winner.
Yeah. I mean, if a guy is sleeping around, for a lot of women, it's depressing, because that means that guy is doing something right. That means that guy is either he got game, as either he got some money. Like, because you have to remember, women are very sexual selective. You guys are sexual selective. You don't just give it up to anybody. You're very selective who you have sex with. And if there's one guy, every single woman wants to have sex with them. That's why it's attractive to you guys. But for men, we're not sexually selective. We'll have sex from the 10s to the 1s.
It's not attractive to me.
So for us, for men, we're not sexually selective. So when men know that a woman is sleeping around, knowing that men are not sexually selective, that's why it's unattractive. For women, when you guys find out that all these girls want to have had sex with this guy, they all want the same guy, but he chooses to be with you and he's willing to leave that behind, you know for a fact that that's impressive. Oh wow, like this is the guy that's been with every other woman, and because every woman's very sexual selective, but they all chose him. For you, you're like, man, here's a catch. Like he must be doing something great. He must be really good in bed. He must have a big dick. He must be doing something right. But he chooses to commit to me. For you, that's very attractive. But for men, it's opposite, because for men, we're not sexually selective. We'll have sex with anyone. So when we meet a girl,
but why wouldn't you question your guys? Like, wouldn't you be thinking that women are thinking the same? Like with your a guy's body count? Because where would you be getting your experience from if I wanted to ask you that question? So you're saying you're holding out, waiting for that one, and you've never slept with anybody, as in the men that you know, and then you meet it. That's what I'm confused about.
What's your question?
Because men are not so fussed on. Are fussed on the body count of women.
Why men are so why men worry about a woman's sexuality,
body count, instead of being happy that they have experience. Wait.
What is it?
Hold on. I'm mixing my head. Wait.
I still understand what you're saying.
Like how a guy cares about a woman's body count.
Yeah.
Wouldn't a man be, question his own body count with who he's been getting his experience from versus where the woman has got her experience from within her body count and his body count?
So what you're saying is, do men question how many women he has sex with?
Kind of, with his body count, unless you're saying that that guy has held off and had no sexual interaction with any lady and just waited for that one. Do you get what I'm saying?
I'm still confused on what you're saying.
Oh.
No, what I'm saying is, it's pretty simple. Men care about a woman's body count, but women don't. I said.
Well, let me just be clear. I do care, but in the off chance that one man came and all of a sudden he got himself together and he had a list of 100 or whatever plus, would I mean, if he had himself together, he grew from his past experience, then then I would. But the chance, the likelihood of that is what?
But like I said, that's why I said, I'm the same situation for a man. He could meet a girl that has everything he wanted. The same thing I just mentioned for you guys. But as soon as he finds out has a high body count, he will leave. But you all said that if you meet the right guy and he's everything you wanted and he's willing to marry you and be committed to you long term forever, but he has a high body count, you guys don't care. You guys will still wife you. I mean, you guys will still marry him because that's like I said. Because if women, you guys don't care about a woman's sexuality, a man's sexuality as much as a man cares about a woman's sexuality. If a man finds out that you being gangbanged or you slept with every single guy, he doesn't care if you're the perfect woman for him. He will leave you off rip. Because like I said, we value your sexuality more because this is how men are. It's just how we see it. So, and like I said, for women, you understand. I don't know if you guys notice it, but that's why a lot of women today, if you meet a guy that has a high body count, women know that if a guy is having sex with multiple women or every woman wants him, then something he must be doing right because women are sexually selective. You know, like if all these women want him and he's had sex with them already, you guys know he's doing something with his life. Like he has to bring some kind of value. But for men, we know that women are that men are not. We don't care about a woman's. We're not sexually selective. We'll have sex with anything. That's why if you meet a girl that has a high body count, we know like that she's just giving it up for no reason at all. Because all men would have sex with anything that's with a hole in it. If he moves, he'll have sex with it. So that's why if a man meets a woman that has a high body count, she doesn't have to do anything to have sex with these men, and then all these men she's willingly just giving it up. Then for us, it's unattractive. Like, oh,
but it's all right for a man to be willing to give it up.
It's all right for what?
It's all right for a man to be willing to give it up, but it's not okay for the woman.
Yeah, because women will still, you guys will still be with a guy if he has a high body count. As long as he's willing to commit to you, you guys don't care about his history. As long as he's willing to commit to you. But for men,
no, but I'm saying for his own. So he'll literally block his own body count out and worry about the woman's body count.
Yeah,
you understand what I'm saying?
Yeah, because we don't see it because we don't see it because we don't see it like that. For a man it's all about a man's all about quantity. Like we just want to have sex as many as women as we can, and for women it's all about quality. Like you want to have sex with the best man you can get. So men, we're about quantity. You're about quality.
I see what you're saying. Yeah.
Like you guys want to have sex with the best man that you can get. For men, we just want to have sex with as many as women that you can get. This is how we see sex. Like if we can do it, we'll go for it. Right. Yeah. All right. Yeah, ladies.
That was a cool topic.
It's a cool topic. It's actually a pretty interesting podcast, and we have come to the conclusion of the podcast. I'm not gonna lie, you guys brought some hot topics tonight. Tofi, I thank you for bringing that up. Bring that question up. I think
your mailbox is gonna blow up tonight.
We'll see. I know there's a lot of women coming from me, but at the end of the day, we'll close the podcast with you guys. And to end off the podcast, I want to ask you ladies to conclude the podcast. What do you guys think? Well, what's your takeaway from this podcast? What did you get out of it? I'm just interested to hear your thoughts about this podcast, and I'll start with you, Kayla. What's your thoughts about this podcast, and what's your takeaway from it? Go ahead.
Appreciate you inviting me and the sisters here and doing this and sending this type of message out into the world for our generation. What I got out of it was different men's perspectives. So now I really want to go out and make some male friends, but not in a sexual way, and just hear what they have to say too, because it's really insightful. So thank you.
No worries. Okay. Why? What was your thoughts about it? What'd you take away from this podcast?
Very interesting. This is my first time being on this podcast. It's good to hear a male's perspective on things because they don't really open up on these sort of topics quite simply.
Okay.
But yeah, thank you for having me here.
No worries.
No
worries. Thank you so much. And last but not least, Tofi, what's your thoughts and what's your takeaway?
Thanks for having me. It was nice to meet all of you and hear your guys' opinions. I feel like having these types of conversations within not only just like a group of friends, but within your own families can really strengthen all of us in like our future endeavors and whoever we mingle with. But I'm going away with there's a lot of opinions and a lot of, perceptions and and like that's what life is. Life is all about perception, how we see it and how we move. So I appreciate every single thing that everyone said. It's good to hear all these different perspectives on dating and a man's perspective and ours and a woman's perspective. So yeah, nice to chat.
All right, no worries. All right, thank you so much, ladies, for joining us. If you're watching this right now, please drop a comment below. Let us know what you think. All these women out there that send me hateful messages, yeah, thank you. Go ahead. And then, like I said, I just want to say to all these women, for everybody that's listening, especially the women out there who are upset and who are getting triggered by this. Like I mentioned before, like at the end of the day, I have no ill feelings towards anybody. I don't really hate anybody. The thing is, men see things differently and women see things differently. And that's all I would say. And at the end of the day, what I say are things that men are afraid to say. I'm just saying what men think about all the time. And I think it's important for both men and women to know what the other persons really want and then what they're looking for. Because like I said, if you go into relationships just hoping and wishing, I know a lot of people are just going out there and just hoping and wishing to find a good partner or a long-term partner. For me, I live in the real world. Like I'm very practical of the way I see the world. I don't believe in hopes. I don't believe in wishes. I believe in work. I believe in learning. I believe in growth. I believe in facts. I believe in doing your research and figuring out how things work and planning things out. And I think when it comes to relationships, I think it's really important for both men and women, but for women, because the men have to propose to you. The men have to marry you. In order for you to get married, he has to propose. Unless you guys want to propose, but I don't know, ladies, do you guys want to propose to the man, or you prefer him to propose?
I prefer him to propose.
Sophie, you prefer him to propose?
I don't want to get married.
Sophie, do you want to? Sophie, do you want?
I would prefer him
to get married.
Would you want to propose?
I would prefer not to be the one to propose.
Exactly. So what I'm saying to all the women out there who may disagree, upset, or sending me hateful messages, if the man is the one that has to propose, wouldn't it be your best interest to know the absolute truth of what these men are looking for? And if you know what he's looking for, then it'd be really easy for you to do the things you need to do to attract the man. So that's what I'm saying. That's all I have to say. That's why I'm trying to give the absolute truth. And I just know that sometimes if I tell the truth based on somebody's experience, something didn't work out from your past relationships, it can make you feel some type of way. But like I said, I also understand it. But like I said, for me, like I mentioned before, all I care about is like today. Like, what are you doing today to get the right partner? And if you can make better choices, you have a better chance of finding somebody. Like I said, I'm just like I said, I'm not. If you want feelings, if you want to talk about your trauma and this, this is not the podcast. If you want therapy, if you want to talk about your feelings and emotions, I think there's other podcasts out there. But if you just want to hear the truth and facts and data, and you don't want me to sugarcoat things and tell you how it is, what men are looking for, so you can help you, then I'm going to tell you those things, regardless of how you feel about it, regardless of what women out there right now are trying to say or trying to send me these messages. But at the end of the day, thank you, ladies, for jumping on. Thank you guys for watching. We do this every single Saturday, and stay tuned. And we'll see you guys next Saturday. And all these ladies are single, so if you guys are interested, send them a DM. Shoot their shot. I'll have all their Instagrams underneath this video. So if this is the right woman you guys wanted, you're gonna shoot your shot. Shoot your shot. Shoot your shot. So there's a lot of guys that they always watch my podcast. So yeah, shoot your shot, man. If you think you can't find love here, want to find love in New Zealand, hey, we got two single ladies in New Zealand. If you're in New Zealand, you want to find some love in America, we got a single girl out here in America. And they all want to get, and they're all trying to get married. So, and ladies, I just want to say thank you so much for listening to my opinion, And I really find that respectful that we all can sit here and have different opinions, but we can still have a conversation. I think that's very, very important. But I know a lot of times when people disagree, they don't want to hear another opinion of somebody else if they disagree. And I just really appreciate it. I just want to give you guys a clap. Do I have a little clap sound effect? Let me see if I have a little clap sound effect for you guys. I want to give you guys a clap. Let me see. Why did that sound like this? It sounded like somebody was getting clapped.
Exactly.
I don't know. That was like my clap sound effect. It was like give you some claps, but that sounded totally something different. But anyways, we are talking about sex relationships, so it fits the narrative. But anyways, yeah, thank you. But like I said, thank you so much for willing to sit here and have a conversation with me, and we all can have different opinions and still be listening. So I think that's something that's very respectful from you guys. But anyways, thank you so much. We'll see you guys next Saturday, and peace.